On the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
Ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin' no. Knuckle up or buckle up. I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or got to go.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You feel me? You already know what's going down today, bruh. So guess what? Guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off now. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh, please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. That spring weather is finally starting to kick just a little. I said spring. Listen to me. Loud and wrong. That fall weather is finally starting to kick a little bit. You feel me? When I wake up, I could use a hoodie. Of course, me, I'm a fucking polar bear. I ain't gonna use no sweatshirt. But, I mean, I've put the kids in sweatshirts a couple of days going to school. Then it get to about a little, about high 70s, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like the day was like 80 degrees, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I got no problem with it. I have no quarrels with it because I'm done with the sauna heat. Despite being a summer baby, I hate the summer. So it's fall, it's football, it's grill food, it's a state fair, so that's what it is. For me, it's football, sort of. Lord, man, my Broncos let me down again, to the Commanders, again, big lead gone. Look at that. Okay. Anyway, look, I done totally skipped topics. I had a busy Saturday though. Of course, early Saturday, I went and paid my, went to Brother Calvin, Brother Calvin, make him sound like he's a Muslim. Y'all know Calvin, my brother, y'all know my brother, but his grandfather's service was Saturday morning, so went there, and then from there, went to Alicia's cookout. Remember, I had her on the podcast last week, so I went to her cookout. It was dope, like it always is. Then went to my cousin's crib. He first time I had been to his crib since he bought a new house. It's absolutely magnificent. And then my pop, Wayne Ampey, he hit me up, was like, yo, I'm doing something here. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you come through here? And I'm like, okay, yeah. Had the kids with me the whole time, wore them out. They had a great day. And then Sunday, it was what it was. Football, laundry and football, cook on the grill, football, until the Broncos started to piss me off, football. But anyway, shout out to my fam, not just my black and gold fam, but my fam in general. I haven't done that in the last couple episodes. I mean, that's like a staple of what I do. So I need to, y'all need to tell me, say it in the comic box. Tighten up, B. What the hell you doing now, boy? But anyway, I'm about to be back in boxing mode because, in a couple of weeks, it is Charlo versus Canelo. But for right now, are you guys ready to enter the realm of sports? I'm ready. You ready? We ready? They all ready. Let's get to it. Oh, before we start talking about the NFL, I got to give shout outs to Deion Sanders and them Colorado Buffaloes. Let me tell you something. Football in the state of Colorado is run by Deion, not by Denver. It is run by the Buffaloes, not by the Broncos. It is what it is. Look, I can't help but to root for prime time. And maybe a potential candidate for Game of the Year Saturday against Colorado State. There was a lot of talking, a lot of shit talking, a lot of back and forth between Colorado State coach. I forget the dude's name, but you know what? It ain't important. His team lost. Too bad you lost. So your name ain't important. But he gave Deion Sanders' team, he gave the Buffaloes rocket fuel. But I will say this. His team, the Colorado State Rams, they came to play. It was an awesome game, double overtime. The Buffaloes win 43-35. Now, they dropped the spot in the top 25, and I think that's all fair game. Colorado State was a winless team. They had to go to 2 overtimes. But let me tell you something. Games like this, wins like that, builds character in a team. You know, sometimes when the world thinks you about to shellac somebody, but the other team comes out ready to play and show you and the world, put some respect on our name. And don't worry, Colorado State did get respect put on its name because of their performance. But it shows character to be down double digits and come back and win a game in double overtime. I mean, to be Shedeur Sanders and lose your running mate Travis Hunter to a cheap shot, because that's what it was. And unfortunately, Travis Hunter is probably not going to be playing in the next 2 games, which are really the big ones for Colorado. This week coming up against number 10 Oregon, and then next week against number 5 USC. They're not going to have Travis Hunter, but you know what? College football has just uncovered the superstar that is Shedeur Sanders. Throw up the Rolex money. As he put together an Elway-esque drive for a football team playing in the state of Colorado. 98-yard drive to force the game to overtime and then win the game in double overtime. Shedeur Sanders is a star. 348 yards, 4 TDs, actually finally threw an interception. Shedeur Sanders is averaging over 400 yards a game. 3 games, he's thrown for over 1,200 yards. He's averaging over 400 yards per game. Talk about being in the race for the Heisman. My boy should be front running that bitch. Yeah, ho. You tell me that Caleb Williams is playing better than Shedeur Sanders, and I'll look you right in the face and say, you was a lie.
You niggas are crazy.
I mean, this boy is balling, ball till you fall. And he throwing up them rollies like it ain't no thing. I'm talking about cold cash, thousands of dollars, money stacked so tall, all the bitches want to fall. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, I'm getting ahead of myself. But bottom line is, this is great. This is great. Even though the haters in college football want to hate, fuck them. Let them hate, because you only get haters when you're doing something right. And right now, Deion in Colorado, and even though, like I said, they were number 18, they've fallen to 19, despite the win. I get that. I feel that because, again, you were what, 24-point favorites, and you won in double overtime? But the bottom line is, you won. Think about what they'll be ranked if they beat a top 10 school this Saturday. Yeah? I'm just saying. Think about it.
Excellent.
And now I got to think about the NFL. Let me transition over to the NFL, where, golly, man, look, I was the king of this prediction league last year. I'm talking about from start to finish, and yesterday was brutal for your boy, especially them early games. Yo, Sean is acting like he really want to do something so far this prediction league season. He acting like he really want to do something. I'm trying to tell you, that boy kicking ass and taking names. But your boy, it's only week 2. Don't count your boy out yet. Don't count the reigning, defending champ out yet. So let's go over these games on Sunday. First, Thursday's game, Eagles over the Vikings, 34-28. People trying to throw some salt on the Eagles' name because the Eagles, who were up 27-7 at one point, allowed the Vikings to make it a game. But you know what? You win. All that matters is you're winning. People want to say, hey, the Cowboys and the 49ers look so much better. Okay. All that matters is you win. They are 2-0. The Minnesota Vikings, who had fumble after fumble after fumble, fell to 0-2. And you're starting to hear trade buzz about Kirk Cousins. Mind you, he is an unrestricted free agent after this season. The Vikings may want to try and move him for nothing. And there may be a team in East Rutherford, New Jersey, a.k.a. the New York Jets, who may be looking for his services. We'll see. On to Sunday's games. How the hell did the Green Bay Packers lose that goddamn game to the Falcons yesterday? The Falcons won 25-24. And, through the first 3 quarters, the Packers was, they were looking good. I was like, hey, Jordan Love, blah, blah. But the Falcons just chipped away. They didn't do anything spectacular. They literally, to come back and win the game, they just went back and kicked field goal after field goal after field goal. But the Green Bay Packers had no answer. So the Packers are 1-1. That was just the day for the NFC North. The Green Bay Packers are 1-1. If I'm not mistaken out there, bitch. If I'm not mistaken out there, ho, I think the Falcons are The Falcons have gone to 2-0. Excuse me. The Atlanta Falcons are 2-0. You know, and Marquise probably smiling right now because he's like, yeah, I called the Falcons to win that division. Yeah, boy, man. I mean, and you know what? So far, so good. The Falcons are 2-0. The Packers are 1-1. In Buffalo, Buffalo had a bounce-back game. They beat the Vegas Raiders 38-10. Josh Allen didn't have any turnovers, and what's even better about that game for the Buffalo Bills standpoint is they ran the ball very effectively. James Cook, little brother of Dalvin Cook, ran for over 100 yards, and when you have a good rushing attack, maybe you can take the ball out of Josh Allen's hands so he doesn't have to do but so much, so he doesn't have to act like he's Superman. He did his thing. Buffalo rebounds. They're 1-1. The Raiders fall to 1-1. In Cincinnati, the Bengals are in trouble, y'all. And them losing to the Ravens, that didn't necessarily surprise me, even though I called the Bengals to win. Joe Burrow tweaked that calf muscle, that calf injury. The Bengals are in trouble because if you've been paying attention to recent athlete injuries over the past couple of years, calf muscles lead to ruptured Achilles if you don't monitor it or rest it carefully. Look, I know the Bengals started 0-2 last year, and I didn't write them off last year. But this year, they're in trouble. They are in trouble. Burrow didn't really look like himself up until the second half. They got it going, but the bottom line is they lost to the Ravens 27-24. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, I called them to win this division. Odell Beckham left the game with an ankle injury. That's almost predictable, but it is what it is. But Burrow, if he re-aggravated that calf muscle, think about what happened to Kevin Durant in 2019. Had a calf injury, sat for about a month, came back, ruptured Achilles. Aaron Rodgers hurt his calf, OTAs. 4 plays into his Jets career, ruptured Achilles. Don't play with this injury, people. Cincinnati, you just signed him to the richest contract in the history of the NFL. You know what? You gotta protect your best player. You gotta protect your franchise quarterback. So the Ravens are 2-0. The Bengals fall to 0-2. In Detroit, the Detroit Lions, who are riding high off of that victory over the Kansas City Chiefs opening night in Arrowhead Stadium, came back down to earth, losing in overtime to the Seattle Seahawks 37-31 in a very entertaining game. Geno Smith did his thing, even though I will say this. The referees kind of fucked that one up at the end because the play where Seattle scored their walk-off game-winning touchdown on to Tyler Lockett, my man Hutchinson was held and the referees just let it ride. But Detroit will be back. I'm not worried about him. Again, the NFC North is so nutty. To me, that's anybody's division. The Seahawks improved to 1-1. The Lions fall to 1-1. Another game I got wrong. So which games did I get wrong so far? I got the Packers wrong. I got the Bengals wrong. I got the Lions wrong. On to Tennessee. Why do I keep picking the Chargers to do shit? Because everybody wants Justin Herbert to be this just spectacular transcendent quarterback, and he does have the skill set. But what he does not have is the win-loss record. Do you guys know that in Justin Herbert's career, he is a below 500 quarterback? Did y'all know that? With his loss to the Tennessee Titans, I'm just so ready to be done with the Titans, but with this overtime loss to the Tennessee Titans, 27-24, Justin Herbert is below 500 for his career as a starting quarterback. Do you know why he is below average? Has a below average winning percentage as a quarterback. I'll tell you. They have the wrong coach. And as a Broncos fan, we got the wrong everything right now. But as a Broncos fan, I ain't mad at him. Because when the Chargers figure it out and get the right coach, then maybe he'll take off. But for right now under Brandon Staley, yeah, okay. Chargers dropped to 0-2. Titans improved to 1-1. And people actually still think that he should have been drafted over Tua. Think again. In Tampa Bay, the Fighting Baker Mayfields, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers improved to 2-0, beating the Chicago Bears. And what is going on with Justin Fields and them weapons? The Bucs win 27-17. This is what I was trying to tell Calvin a few months ago, he was thinking I was trying to be funny because Baker Mayfield's at quarterback. I said, bro, they still have weapons. Now, I don't like the way they're choosing to go about this situation with Mike Evans, but Mike Evans is a professional, and he's balling right now. And as long as Tampa Bay has weapons and they still have a respectable defense, the Buccaneers will be a respectable football team. Will they make the playoffs? 2-0 is a good start, but they are 2-0. On to Jacksonville, to me, the most disappointing game of the day. The Jacksonville Jaguars lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 17-9. If you watch that game, I was sitting there literally yelling at the TV, what the fuck are you doing, Jacksonville?
What's wrong with you?
I mean, Jacksonville really had a chance to make a statement in this game to the rest of the league and say, yo, we have arrived, motherfuckers. But every time they had goal-to-goal situations, they just did the dumbest stuff. I mean, and why is it that when Trevor Lawrence throws the ball in the end zone, why does it always have to be at the back of the end zone where you have to do the ballerina toe tap? I mean, it was so frustrating watching Jacksonville yesterday. Chiefs win. Oh, Chris Jones. No, Chris Jones, yeah, he makes a difference, but fuck him. Anyway, game I didn't care anything about. I was wrong. I was wrong about that one too. The Colts beat the Texans 31-20. Anthony Richardson did go out with a concussion after running for 2 touchdowns. Hope kid is okay. But the Colts go to 1-1. The Texans drop to 0-2. Now to the late games. Let me get my Broncos out the way. What the fuck, Michael Douglas? What the fuck, Denver Broncos? Here we are housing the Washington Commanders. We up 21-3 with the ball, driving again. Russell Wilson fumbles. And as soon as he fumbled, the score was 21-3. I'm not making this up. I said, here we go. Because I knew what time it was. I knew because we are a team. I said this last week. We don't finish football games. We were up 21-3 and then proceeded to be outscored 32-3 over the next quarter and a half. And then to make matters worse. We down by 8 points. Russell Wilson throws a Hail Mary at the end of the game, and we caught the bitch for a touchdown. But we was down by 2. And of course, we didn't get the 2-point conversion. That was pass interference, by the way. But the only reason why I ain't pitching no bitch about that is because we should have never put ourselves in the situation. My Denver Broncos do not finish games. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You can't even put this on Russell Wilson. Outside of that one fumble, you can't put this on Russell Wilson. My defense, which has been so solid for damn near a decade, has dropped the ball 2 straight weeks. When we've had games won, we starting out 0-2, 2 home games, 2 teams that we should have beat. We should have beat the Raiders. We should have beat the Commanders. Now guess what? Congratulations, Denver. We got a long fucking season ahead of us. Next game, please. On to Los Angeles. The 49ers got to fight. Hey, maybe we may have sold the Los Angeles Rams a little short. Maybe they may be a little better than what everybody expected them to be. Be that as it may, the 49ers still beat them. They beat them 30-23, but it was a better game than I thought it was going to be. Christian McCaffrey, though, he's still that dude. Brock Purdy plays game manager football. That's what he does. He plays game manager football. He's not going to go out there and light you up for 300-400 yards. He's going to throw in the low 200s, not turn the ball over. Depending on the running game and the defense, voila, 49er victory. 2-0 San Francisco, 1-1 Rams. In Arizona, excuse me, the New York Giants were on the verge of being on my number 1 talk about your ass list. Because the Cardinals jumped out on them 20-0. Led 28-7 in the third quarter. And somehow, someway, Daniel Jones actually put the Giants on his back and led an awesome comeback, and the Giants ended up winning 31-28. I mean, I don't know what to make of the Giants because, I mean, the Cardinals are supposed to be a trash team. But they have given the Commanders and the Giants a run for their money in both of their games. In Dallas, Cowboys beat the fuck out the Jets, 30-10. I thought the Jets defense would have played a little better. But you got what you got from Zach Wilson. This is why you went out and you got Aaron Rodgers. I tried to be glass half full with Zach Wilson. 3 interceptions. I understand Dallas's defense is great, but 3 interceptions, played horrible football. You got your ass beat. The Cowboys are 2-0. The Jets are 1-1. Sunday night football game in New England. The Miami Dolphins beat the New England Patriots 24-17. They neutralized Tyreek Hill. They took Tyreek Hill out. They didn't allow him to go off like the Chargers did. But you know Belichick is going to take away your best weapon on defense. That's what he always does. And they went with the short and intermediate game. Mostert had a great game. Jalen Waddle had a good game before he entered concussion protocol. Hope he's all right. Dolphins go to 2-0, soon to be 3-0 because they're going to wax my Broncos next week. Beating the Patriots 24-17, and the Patriots fall to 0-2. Now, before I get to Monday night's games, I'm going to do me a phone call right now. I'm going to give this man his flowers today. And my man, Tony, we all know Tony family. What up, homie?
Yo, what's up?
You know what? Right now, your team is what's up, bro. I'm not calling to troll or nothing. I'm calling to give you your flowers. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, except I'm going to need some more red zone production. That score should have been like 50. Kicking field goals ain't the answer against good teams. I'm going to need some more red zone production offense.
I was going to say, do you consider the Jets a good team without Aaron Rodgers?
Well, the defense is still the defense. That's evident. Because Sauce and Quentin Williams, them dudes, they're not jokes.
Well, I will say this. It was an early part in that game where Dak threw a pass and Sauce should have took it to the house. To me, that could have...
And I pointed it out. I'm looking at it, and I'm watching it with my wife, and I'm like, do you see that pump fake? That would have caused that interception. He should have just threw it.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? Because you know what happens when you don't get the interception. When you don't get the interception, it always turns into points, and I believe that could have changed the whole dynamic of the game. But then maybe not, because, Zach Wilson is terrible. But I always say that because I look at games like Atlanta and Green Bay. I saw at least 5 Desmond Ridder passes that were almost intercepted, that were dropped by the Packers. And each time it resulted in the points. But, man, I'm calling to give...
Okay, outside of one Malik Hooker bad angle, the Jets really didn't have no offense. He took one bad angle, and that long touchdown. Other than that, the Jets had no offense.
Yeah, like I said, I'm calling to give you your flowers. So before I put them on your team's grave, because it's going to happen eventually. They're not going to let me down. But they look good right now. Now, when I called him, he called me back. He said, you don't even want nothing. And I'm calling to give him props. I'm not trolling. Now, I meant what I said. I'm calling to give you your flowers now, eventually before I put them on your team's grave. But y'all looking good right now. Now, you said something about a Philly fan. Holla at your boy.
So this idiot proceeded to try to explain to me how Brandon Graham, we know Brandon Graham, Montez Sweat, we know these guys, right?
Yeah.
These guys, and he said, and Nakobe Dean, and I'm like, okay, this dude is hurt.
He is hurt.
He said these dudes have the same impact on the game as Micah Parsons, and I'm like, bruh, are you watching football?
Okay, now wait a
minute. You watch
European
football, must be watching European football.
I was going to say, now wait a minute. Now look, I can't stand the goddamn Dallas Cowboys, but I'm not stupid. Did he say Nakobe Dean and Brandon Graham? Okay, I could see it. You know what? It would have made more sense if he had said Hassan Reddick and maybe Jordan Davis. But no, I'm sorry. That was a very ignorant
I
statement.
think it's a reach with Reddick. That's the thing. It's a reach with Reddick because we're talking about, one aspect of the game.
I'm not saying he would have been right, but I'm just saying he could have threw out a better name than an age-old veteran and a hurt player. That's all I'm saying.
Right. That's actually what I'm saying, because if you watch that Jets game, he predominantly lined up on the right side, but then when they moved him to the middle, it was the same thing. They moved him to the left, it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter. In the big picture, it doesn't, and you double team the dude, and he still gets pressure. And this is a linebacker-sized dude we're talking about. We're not talking about, big old defensive end. We're not talking about Aaron Donald, somebody his size. We're talking about somebody that is maybe about the same weight as me.
I would say Micah Parsons for his weight, he's a slender linebacker. I would say, what is Mike Parsons, about 230?
Yeah.
About 225, 230?
And it's like he got bull rush, he got swim move, he can rush from the speed rush. It doesn't matter. You have to account for them with double and sometimes triple. It's only going to get better. But the bigger thing with me with Michael Parsons is he brings out the dog in other people. He'll get in them dudes' faces. That is something we have missed. DeMarcus, as great as DeMarcus Lawrence was, he was a gentle guy.
You mean DeMarcus Ware?
Yeah, DeMarcus Ware. He was a gentle guy. He was not, he sacked the quarterback, but he caressed him gently as he laid them to the ground.
Well, all DeMarcus Ware did was leave you guys and come, and win a championship,
And he laid the quarterback on.
That's all right, because Von Miller didn't.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
And you sure about that? Well, a matter of fact, I need you to go look at some of them sacks during our 2015 Super Bowl run that DeMarcus Ware during that. Maybe he did in Dallas, but when he was with Denver, DeMarcus Ware won't land nobody down gently. When he's DeMarcus was not the he was not. I understand he wasn't Lawrence Taylor. He wasn't angry.
Yeah, he's not the dog.
He wasn't angry, but like I said,
he has that Lawrence Taylor it. Yeah, I mean, in terms of being on the field angry, and if you ain't producing, he'll get in your face. Even the veterans, he'll get in their face about it. So when you can make your teammates better, that is your strongest suit. I don't care what sport it is. When you can make your teammates motivate your teammates, that's going to go a long way. That's going to go further, actually, than your individual production.
Well, he definitely is spearheading a very good defense, and you guys definitely have a bye week this week coming up against the Cardinals. That's a bye week. Even though the Cardinals have given the Commanders and the Giants a run for their money, this is a bye week for Dallas. If anything, if there's a week that you need to get your red zone offense together, this would be the one.
You play who's on your schedule.
No, you're right. I'm not saying that.
San Fran got the squishiest schedule.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wasn't saying that to be, to mock or to troll. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm like, well, damn. Any offensive problems that they may be having right now, this is the week you fix them.
Well, I like that Mike McCarthy's calling plays because I can see what he's doing outside of that blip where he was supposed to get rid of the ball in timing, and it wouldn't have been even a chance for an interception. That's what Mike McCarthy's kind of dumbed it down. Now, it caters to what I call dink and dunk Dak. It caters to that, and I don't necessarily like that because I do think you got to take shots. But maybe that was because Brandon Cooks didn't play yesterday. They didn't really take them shots down the field. When he plays, they're going to take shots, and so maybe that's when we'll see that. But other than that, I'm good. I was happy to see Deuce Vaughn get some carries because I think he can be productive for us. The little kid on the field, number 42.
Oh yeah.
Little midget dude.
What was your? Yeah, he looks like Darren Sproles. He reminds me of Boston Scott from the Eagles. That motherfucker's small. He's small.
Yeah, he's smaller than Boston.
He's small. Matter of fact, I'll throw a name out you that's gonna make you say, "Wow!" I'm throwing a name out. Ernest Givens reminds me of that guy.
Yeah. It kind of looked like he's a Pop Warner player out there with the with the pro dude.
Yeah, like if for you guys who don't know, we showed our age with this one. Ernest Givens was about a 5'6", 5'7" receiver for the then Houston Oilers, but had the heart of a lion. I mean, he was. You know how they would say back in the day, Don Beebe used to get hit the most, the weirdest, the most vicious hits. Well, the black version was Ernest Givens. This dude would get lit up, but would get up and burn your ass. I mean, he was a Pro Bowl receiver. But yeah, that's who that guy looks like. But what was your takeaway? Like, I haven't talked about the Monday night games yet, but what was your takeaway from the rest of the week?
The game ain't over until it's over.
You tell me about it.
The game ain't over until it's over. And I'm going to throw a little sidebar note that has nothing to do with NFL, but it is football related. On the one hand, it's good because it piques interest in college football, particularly, teams that may not necessarily get any shine, but even you can just go week to week trying to create bulletin board material, and for real, Colorado State should have won that game.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because before I started talking about NFL football, I was literally talking about Colorado because I said a win like this builds character in a team where they should have lost. You're down 11 points in the fourth quarter. I said Shedeur Sanders produced a 98-yard drive in Colorado where Elway did it. Well, it was actually in Cleveland, but Elway was playing for the Colorado team. But, I mean, yeah, the Colorado should have lost the game. But you know what? Those are character-building wins when you can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Now, they actually dropped in the rankings. They were 18. They dropped one spot to 19. And I understand why, because you were favored by 24. You were supposed to blow them out the water. But it was a rivalry game. It was chippy. I don't like that cheap shot that they did on Travis Hunter. I thought that was unnecessary. And now he's going to be out for the next couple of games when they really, really need him.
But this is what happens in some respects, and it has happened before. This is not new. Whether you look at people like Bobby Knight or even people like Bobby Bowden, when these kind of things happen, and you get the players involved on that personal level, you're going to have that. These are students. They're not pro athletes. They don't get paid. They're students. And your motivation, because that coach said something you didn't like, why are you projecting that to your players? You're supposed to motivate them anyway. Just go out and win the game. But you making it into this personal thing, and people going to get hurt behind it.
Well,
are going to get hurt behind it.
I think
these dudes, even if the coach doesn't say, "Hey, take that dude out," some of them dudes are fanatics. You talked about my team. You talked about my coach. I'm gonna put that helmet on your knee.
Yeah, and I think both coaches made it personal. But you know what? I'm glad that Deion is winning because as people are waiting so much to see him fail, he's already won. Just the fact. I mean, Colorado don't have to win another game, and he's already won.
I don't care enough to care. And that's the honest thing about me with Deion. I don't care enough to care about Deion, what Deion does, whether he succeeds or fails. In the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, you'd like to see black coaches
succeed.
This is true. You like to see black coaches succeed, but don't be a buffoon while you're succeeding. And I think Deion is starting to border on that buffoonery, and everyone knows who Deion is, but it still looks like buffoonery.
Hey, man, do you believe?
I believe that he's starting to act like a...
Do you believe?
I believe he's starting to act like a...
Hey, man, hey.
It was fine as an NFL player because, it's that showmanship thing. But as a college coach with, how many toes you got, Deion? Fall back and coach the players.
But you know what?
Get the shine. Let the players get the shine.
But that same showmanship is going to bring him all of the top recruits that he wants.
I understand, but let the players.
They will. You think his son is a front-running Heisman candidate? He's averaging over 400 yards a game. He's shining.
You do your job and just coach.
He's shining that wristwatch too, baby.
Check
my wrist
job
game.
just coach.
Check my foot game. Will we in the building? Yeah, we do the damn thing, ain't it, man? Take off. Shador Sanders is putting swag on it there.
Okay. I still say the same thing. Do your job and coach.
That's all right. He is. And they undefeated right now. He doing a hell of a job.
In the big picture, what that does is, we'll agree to disagree. Because I think that transfers to the players. And if you do produce NFL players or anything beyond that, I don't know what kind of men you're producing that think that's, I don't know, but it is what it is.
I'm enjoying it, man. I can't lie. Now, do I think that they're going to be in the national championship picture? No, I don't, because I think they're going to lose at least one of these next two games. They may lose both of them. They play, I don't know I'm sure you don't know their schedule. This week, they play Oregon, who's number...
I'll tell you something honestly. Answer me a question honestly. If Deion just went to these schools and coach, just went to Colorado and coach, and didn't make this into a show, would people be rooting for him to lose? No, most people wouldn't care. I mean, they would root for him just in general if he just went and coached. If he
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with. I'm gonna tell you why he disagreed with that.
Primetime persona and just went in there and coached, you would not have all this.
I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that, because even if he just went there without all the the showmanship and the vibrato, the way a lot of people are rooting for him to fail because of the way he totally overhauled that roster. You can do that very quietly, but the way he
know that though,
huh?
Most people didn't know.
No, everybody knew that. You know why? Because nobody had ever overhauled a college roster the way that he had. Literally, there are only 10 players from last year's Colorado team who are on scholarship. Literally, only 10 players. he had over 80 transfers. That's never been done before. So he could have been quiet as a church mouse. But the fact that all of those transfers went, that's one reason why people are rooting against him, because the people who are rooting against him are afraid that that's going to be the new norm. And it is the new norm with the NIL, because now college football, in effect, has free agency. It's just the fact that Deion did it. Now, he wasn't quiet about it. It's not the way things are, quote unquote, normally done. But that's the one main reason why people are rooting for it to fail, because of the overhaul of the roster, because he had so many transfers from Jackson State and other programs around the country. He could have not said a word. But as long as those transfers were done, people were looking at this team saying, you can't put a college football team together like that. And the fact that he's winning is pissing everybody off. The vibrato and the talking, that's all gravy, baby.
But isn't that kind of a thing? I mean, okay, en masse like that, maybe not, but I mean, it has, like you said, it's been done, just maybe not in that amount, but it's been done.
Yes, but not mean
you can't control, like the students can go wherever they want to.
Right,
go,
but when I say, but think about this. When I say it's never been done like this before, remember, up until COVID, if you transferred to another college, you had to sit out and wait a year. Now with COVID, that totally knocked down the doors. That's why all of these people started transferring here, there, and everywhere for years of eligibility, this, that, and the third, because they didn't have to wait. Remember, Caleb Williams, who is the reigning Heisman winner, he was with Oklahoma. Post-COVID, Lincoln Riley goes to USC. Caleb Williams follows him. He doesn't have to wait. Bo Nix, who feels like he's been in college forever, he done been to 3 different goddamn schools.
But isn't that more reason not to be able to point a finger at Deion? And
but they didn't do it at the volume of play. This is what I'm saying. He literally overhauled the entire roster with the exception of 10 players. There's way more college. It's not pro football. You're not paying these dudes. They went there because they wanted to go there. But you can point the finger, but you have to have the guy to be able to the players want to play for. Right, exactly. But what I'm saying is that the volume, this whole he bought pretty much half his players from Jackson State, even the kicker, and then players from other colleges, from other universities who wanted to come play. That the amount of players that transferred over one off season had never been done before. And people were coming out and speaking against that before the whole do you believe and all of this other stuff. That was being said months ago.
I get that, but who are you really aiming it at? At the end of the day, you can aim it at Deion, but really it's the NCAA thing.
Right. The NCAA college football, really college sports, is turning to the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. So I mean
but again,
if there's nothing in place and the rules allow for it, he's only going to get but so much backlash. But then because he is the dude that runs his mouth, I think that's where a lot of the really
that is a lot. That is a lot of the reason why it's to me. It's just as much the fact that he runs his mouth and the fact of the way that he put this football team together. And I think your traditionalists are shaking in their draws with the fact that this is the way college football business is going to be done, because what people have failed to realize that college football is a business, and it's been a business for decades. It's just now out in the forefront where you don't have to pay players under the table. It's out in the front, and there's no more transfer portal where you have to wait a year, or sacrifice a year of eligibility. And these traditionalist college coaches are shaking in their draws.
It's bad.
Huh?
It's bad. It's bad for business. That overall dynamic is bad.
I think it's honestly, you know why I think it's great. You know why I think it's great for business.
You're not gonna have any more Appalachian states. No Oregon.
Nope. You sure not.
Nowhere. You're
sure not
have that no more.
You sure not. And you know why I love it? I love it from the player's perspective, because the NCAA been pimping them athletes for decades. I ain't mad at it one bit.
Yeah, but why are you mad at Michigan State?
I'm not mad at Michigan State. What are you talking about, Mel Tucker?
Or Appalachian State, or any of these.
No, I was going to say, now, if you talk about Mel Tucker, that's a whole nother subject, but I'm not mad at Michigan State.
I say that to say this. I said, let's flip over to the NCAA basketball and the beauty of the bracket. People have been lobbying for you. Can we just have a bracket? Have a bracket. Forget the the bowl assignments and the ranking system and general, and let's just have a bracket. That way, you could have the Colorado State upset the unranked Colorado State because they squeaked into the tournament, upset it.
You know why that's not going to affect college basketball? I'm going to tell you why. It's not going to affect college basketball like that.
I didn't say it was going to affect college basketball. What I'm saying is that dynamic, if that becomes the norm, there's no.
I'm saying, do you know why that's not why that dynamic? The reason why that dynamic is not going to affect college basketball is because all you really need to do is one it because of one and done. You can't do that in college football because the NFL won't allow it. One and done because there are a lot of players with college basketball who will go to the team that they're going to get the most TV exposure from for that 1 year. Kentucky won't be hurt. UNC, Duke won't be hurt. Michigan, they won't be hurt because the exposure dynamic and the fact that all you really have to do is 1 year. And you really don't even have to do that. You can actually go into the G League for a year if you really want to. In football, you can't do that. You have to wait at least 3 years after your high school graduation. So you figure in football, well, let me go where I want to go. Let me get my money's worth. In the NBA, yeah, you got the NIL deal that's with college basketball too. But you can still go to the place where you're going to get the most exposure. That's the difference because you don't have to wait as long to go professional from basketball as you do for football. You follow me?
Yeah, I hear you.
But anyway, and look, I'm loving what Colorado is doing. But anyway, we totally veered off topic, but I love that discussion because I was talking about Colorado before I started talking about the NFL. So, what was your take upon this week in football, my man? The pros.
It ain't over till it's over. That's
I ain't picking my team to win shit else.
It ain't over until it's over. That's the overall takeaway from the and NFL need to change that horrible rule. As soon as I saw the play, I'm like, there's Bryant. Justin Jefferson. It was a touchback by the letter of the rule of in the.
Oh yeah. I heard you're not the first person I heard say that. Yeah.
However, they need to change that rule. They really do.
As far as touchback, the other team gets the ball.
Yeah. It should have they should make it ball be placed at the 2 or the 1 or something like that. It doesn't.
Or maybe back or to the 20. Not to the op. I'm not talking about to the. I'm talking about
Jefferson's was definitely. That definitely you could look at it by their rule and say yes, it was a touchback. There's Bryant's not so much. Because the ball was still kind of in his possession when it broke the plane. It's kind of weird. The NFL is weird with that.
They didn't call Dez Bryant's a touchback. They called that an incomplete pass.
Right. But the whole point is he had possession and was able to stretch his hand out. That goes back to that, and that it's partially that rule, and then it's partially the old Megatron rule.
That's where it originated from. The Megatron.
You got to put it in your pocket, take it out, dust it off, hand it to the ref, then it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't like the way a catch is judged. I don't like the way a catch is judged. But he did fumble. He did fumble.
He did. Whereas with a runner, quarterback, running back, whatever, they break the plane, and then that ball comes out. It's a touchdown no matter what.
Right, but he did fumble before the ball got to the plane. It was a fumble. And by the letter of their law, they made the correct call. But I understand what you're saying is they need to change that rule. But by the letter of their rule.
Changer for Minnesota. They get that touchdown, then they're in that game.
Well, yeah. Hell, they may have won it. You never know. Even though, I tell you what, one bad call. Well, technically, the Justin Jefferson thing was not a bad call. But there was pass interference on A.J. Brown in the end zone that was not called.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, that shit evened out because that game wouldn't have gotten as interesting as it did if you make that call because Philly gets the ball at the 1 and you know what's going to happen. Jalen Hurts is going to sneak right up in there for the touchdown. But it is what it is. What I took away from this week is that this powerhouse that is known as the AFC may not be because of injury. I think the Bengals are in trouble. And I love the Bengals. I think the Bengals are in trouble because if you're Cincinnati and Joe Burrow tweaks a calf injury, if you've been paying attention with Aaron Rodgers, even back with Kevin Durant, you don't fuck with that injury. They need to shelf him maybe for the next 8 weeks, and I'm not being dramatic. They need to shelf him maybe for the next 8 weeks because that may cost you your season. But do you want your quarterback to have to go through rehab? Do you want the same thing that happened to Aaron Rodgers to happen to him? And that's why the powerhouse that may be the AFC may not be so because of injury to Aaron Rodgers. Joe Burrow's banged up. You can't depend on the Chargers to do shit. and is Jacksonville ready the way a lot of people think they're ready? Because they pissed me off yesterday.
Yeah, and KC,
and KC's offense is not what it was.
Yeah, they look beatable.
And people really need to start paying attention to Eric Bieniemy because Washington's offense is rolling. I know my defense ain't what I thought it was, but Washington's offense is rolling, and Kansas City's look suspect as shit. So that was my takeaway from it. The NFC is about the only kind of surprise for the NFC for me is I think the Rams are better than what people gave them credit for. Detroit caught the injury bug at the end of that game against Seattle. Even though Hutchinson,
the Rams were going to win that, but then Stafford.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah. I still think the Rams are better than what people give them credit for. I think Detroit will be fine. I think that was a holding call that the refs didn't call at the end of that game against Seattle. And I think Tampa Bay is I tried to tell Calvin this. He thought I was trying to be funny when I was saying Baker Mayfield is your quarterback. But I said, as long as they have good weapons, and if they stay healthy, Tampa Bay will be a respectable football team. But it's like he didn't.
I was going to say, the way it looked like, he could just throw it up in the general direction of Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is on fire, right?
Yeah.
He is on motherfucking fire. I don't like the way Tampa Bay is handling his contract situation, but Mike Evans is a professional, and he will be professional until he's no longer a Buccaneer. In the meantime, I think what he's doing in the meantime, he's just auditioning for other teams.
Honestly, weird thing about Mike Evans is it seems like all of his completions are long completions, yet why does like Justin Jefferson and CD number 1 and 2 in long completions? It just seemed like every ball Mike Evans catches is like a 50-yard bomb.
It is, right? It is. But that's what I took away from it. And I took away that the AFC West, I think the AFC West is going to be up for grabs. The NFC North is going to be up for grabs. I definitely think, again, we both had the same dark horse team in the AFC. Cleveland is going to have a lot to say about stuff this season, especially because I think the Bengals are in trouble. I think they're in trouble. Kenny Pickett is not it for Pittsburgh. Even though the Falcons are 2-0, don't let that shit fool you. Desmond Ridder is not it for the Falcons. I can't.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that either. But if you can get bus driver out of them based on the numbers that Bijan is put,
I was going to say, now Bijan is the motherfucking truth.
If you can get Kyle Pitts finally going, then you might have something.
They actually have a very good 1-2 running back combination because that dude Algieri, he nice too.
Yeah.
And as quiet as it's kept, he ran for 1,000 yards last year, and they drafted Bijan anyway. So, but I'm sorry. Desmond Ridder ain't it for me. He's not. Kenny Pickett is not it for me. Not at all. But I think Deshaun is going to be all right. Again, I think the Bengals need to shelf Burrow. They do. They need to shelf him because they're flirting with a catastrophic injury for him. I think Buffalo will be fine, but I think Miami's the cream of that division. I think they're the best in that division. I think they're gonna win. I think Miami could mess around and go to the Super Bowl. To be honest with you, Miami could seriously mess around and go to the Super Bowl if Tua stays healthy. So, But anyway, partner, I just wanted to hit you up, pick your brain, give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
Oh, before we do that, hold up, because you want to make your picks.
We need, hopefully next week we'll get 4 of our starters back. We've been down 4 starters.
Well, I mean, y'all have a, like I said,
we
y'all
have
a,
because we got backups playing on the old line, so maybe Pollard will get going more.
well, y'all have a get well game. Y'all going to the Cardinals. Y'all gonna beat the shit out of them. Y'all might shut them out too. Let's start this Thursday's game. New York Giants at San Francisco. Who you got?
I'm gonna take the Niners.
That sounded like you didn't really want to.
No, okay. So the Giants surprised me yesterday, and the 49ers surprised me yesterday because it's either the Rams are better than we think or the Niners aren't as good as we think. And it's a division game, so you look at that too. And, Saquon being out does not.
I was going to say, yeah, Saquon getting hurt,
Yeah, that just does not help. And now we understand why he was holding out and wanted the contract.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but I'm going to take the Niners.
All right, Tennessee at Cleveland.
Them fucking Titans, boy.
Man, don't they get on your nerves?
Yeah, they do.
You ready to be done with them?
And San Diego, right?
No, and Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland.
They just beat the Chargers yesterday.
Yeah, Cleveland.
You taking Cleveland?
Yeah, they're going to run all over them.
You know it. Atlanta at Detroit. Low-key big game.
Yeah. I'm going to go golfing company. I feel like the Atlanta can run the ball on them. But like you said, at some point they're going to have to throw that ball. And I just don't have that confidence. I'll take Detroit.
New Orleans at Green Bay. Green Bay let one get away.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Saints, man.
Okay.
Take the Saints.
Denver at Miami.
Hold on. Denver at Miami.
I was going to say, look, I'm a Bronco fan, and I'm taking Miami. God damn. The Chargers at the Vikings.
Whew. It's another one. I think the Chargers got to come off the slide.
You picking the Chargers?
Yeah, I'll take Chargers.
You know what? That game wouldn't surprise me if that ended in a tie. Just because neither team knows how to close anybody out. The Patriots at the Jets.
I'm going to take Belichick there.
I don't blame you. Buffalo at Washington. Sneaky big game.
Bills.
He ain't hesitate. Houston at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Indianapolis at Baltimore.
Baltimore. Anthony Richardson's hurt too, ain't he?
Yeah, he is in concussion protocol.
Yeah. What's more?
The Panthers at Seattle.
That's a rough one. At Seattle, I'm going to take Seattle.
Chicago at Kansas City.
Bye
week. Huh?
KC.
Yeah, that's a bye week for the Chiefs. Dallas at Arizona. I already know.
Yeah, you know.
That's a bye week. Pittsburgh at Las Vegas.
Ooh, that's another one of them.
Yeah, it is.
Some games. At Las Vegas, I'm going to take the Raiders at home.
Okay. Philly at Tampa. This is the Sunday night game. No, this is next Monday. I'm sorry. Philly at Tampa. 2-0 versus 2-0.
You know what? I'm going to take the Bucs for the upset.
Okay. Upset special. And the Rams at the Bengals. Burrow ain't playing. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
I'm going to say Burrow ain't playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So Tony's picks are 49ers over Giants, Browns over Titans, Lions over Falcons, the Saints over the Packers, Miami over Denver, Chargers over Minnesota, the Patriots over the Jets, Buffalo over Washington, Jacksonville over Houston, Baltimore over Indianapolis, Seattle over Carolina, Kansas City over Chicago, Dallas over Arizona, my bad. Raiders over Steelers, Bucks over Eagles, Rams over Bengals. Is that about right?
That is correct.
All right, well, my man, I will definitely be in touch, my dude.
I got a side note for you.
What up, though?
Your boy is likely to be a witness in this civil suit.
Who?
This reporter versus Jerry Jones and the
the dude. What's his name? He used to work for NFL Network.
Right.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Witness. Magic. Magic is likely to be a witness.
Magic Johnson?
Yep. Because see, here's the thing. When you step out there, first of all, you kind of gotta ask. Just in general, you pick these two dudes, and these are off the record, non-recorded conversations. So what context were you talking to them? And basically, you're there saying you're suing them because you're saying they discriminate against black owners. That's essentially kind of what the guy is trying to say, and he's suing based on that. Well, egg on your face, because Magic Johnson, who is minority
he's a minority owner of the Commanders now.
Right. Who was trying to lobby to get him in? Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones was in fact lobbying, trying to get Magic.
I did not know that, but game recognized game, so I ain't mad at that. Well, I mean, hey, it is what it is.
So, in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, I don't understand. I understand, and Jerry said, I made a statement that was similar to that, but that's not what I said. I didn't say if black owners want to hire black coaches, black people want black coaches, need to buy a team and then hire who they want as coach. What Jerry Jones says, you buy a team, you can hire who you want. That's what he said. That's distinctly different than saying, the statement that the brother said. Now, in the big picture, in the grand scheme of things, if you're trying to allude that he personally is part of this overall blackballing of black ownership, you're going to fall flat, because Magic is going to say the opposite to that. But I don't understand what your dog in the fight is, dude.
I don't know, but because
I know at the end of the day, okay, yeah, the NFL, just like with any sport, especially Major League Baseball, is a bunch of good old boys.
Oh, yeah.
And their fraternity is what their fraternity is. However, if you have the resources and the backing, you can get in. This is why the Jaguars owner is in. You can get in that door, but it's got to be rock solid. It can't be on no bullshit.
That's right. Yeah, the Jaguars owner, he's Middle Eastern, Shad Khan.
Right. So you got to be rock solid with it. That's the only thing. You got to have long money and got to be rock solid. And I think they prefer that single owner than this, group thing overall. And I think a lot of the teams that were trying to be purchased were by groups, not just in one guy. One guy. Because I think when Bezos was interested in the Seahawks, that was another guy that Jerry Jones was trying to get in, because it benefits them. People with long money, and it's one owner, is easy to deal with them than deal with somebody, a team like the Steelers that got how many owners?
Or the Packers who ain't got no owner.
Packers, yeah, exactly. The whole town is a damn owner.
Yeah, right. Literally, if you live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, you automatically have ownership in the Packers.
It's easy to deal with them. It's more stability, and there's a chance that they will be able to bring that franchise along. Say like Lurie did in Philly. And Philly was a good market anyway, but he took it higher, and they don't rely on any other teams. Like these other teams, like the Cowboys, the Giants, all the national teams. You don't think they get sick of paying the bills for these smaller market teams? If you can get the right ownership with the right revenue base, and then you get in some star players, you can turn it around, and you too can become, say, Seattle, because Seattle with Hasselbeck and Sean, whatever.
Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander is vastly different than the Russell Wilson Seahawks in terms of revenue and popularity. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. So you got to select the right person. You can't just sell anybody a team because.
Right. Well, yeah, I didn't know that, but one thing I will low key root for the Commanders because I am a Magic Johnson that I think he's the greatest. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't happy about it yesterday, but I did not know that. So yes,
you think Magic the greatest?
Yes, you heard what I said.
The captain recently made a statement. I don't think he was dissing him, but the captain made a statement recently, right?
What did Cap say?
About who's the best point guard he ever played with? You knew he was going to say Oscar
Robertson.
Oh,
well, yeah, I wouldn't even take that as a diss if I was Magic. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You could take it as a slight, but at the same time, you can't really take it as a slight.
No, you can't.
It's like 1A and 1B.
But you heard what your boy said when they was talking about who's the greatest point guard ever between Steph and Magic. You heard what Joe boy said, right?
Well, who's my boy?
MJ.
Well, Jordan would have said Magic.
Of course, Jordan said Magic.
Right. Yeah, like there's no doubt that Jordan would, because only a fool would take Steph Curry as a better point guard than Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Shooter, yes. Point guard, hell no.
Hell no. Hell no.
You don't look at Steph Curry and say, hey, come in and run my offense. You say, come in and be my offense.
Right.
To Steph Curry. With Magic, he going to come in and he going to take them other four guys and he going to make them into players by default.
He texted Stephen A. Smith at like 2 o'clock in the morning and said, I want you to say this on air, and you can tell him I said it. Irvin Magic Johnson. No question.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I don't even think it's debatable. I think it's Oscar Robertson and Magic at 1 and 2, and then after that, you go to Stockton or somebody like
Isaiah.
That. And then after that, there's another gap between Stockton and the next point guard would be Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
But I'm not comparing Stockton as a better player.
Right. You're talking about the position.
Point.
Yeah, you're talking about the position, right?
For that position, Stockton was better than Isaiah Thomas as a point guard, just as a point guard, positionally. A do-it-all guy, you had two guards. They had two guards basically, Isaiah and Dumars.
Dumars, yeah.
Two guards. So that's how I look at it. Other people may disagree, but
well, Dumars is the more pure shooting guard out of those two. But I used to say that to me, Steph and Clay are the best the best scoring backcourt since Isaiah and Dumars.
If you're going to look at Steph as a point guard, then why wasn't Iverson a point guard then?
Right.
By that standard, he's a point guard too.
Right.
You have to. John Moran is a point guard. Everybody's a point guard by that standard, by that metric. But I don't know. Like I said, I agree with Kareem on that, and I understand why he would say it, because that was his first championship and his first, real superstar teammate.
Right. Right.
And they go back. So I get.
Yeah, they go back. Yeah, I don't feel no type of way about that. No. Absolutely not. But anyway, but yes, I will definitely catch up with you, and I have submitted these picks. It was a rough week for me. I mean, but we'll see. Long season ahead.
Yeah. All
right then, brother.
I think my boy gonna get defensive player of the year if he stays healthy.
I think he will too if he stays healthy. If he stays healthy, yeah.
And then we're gonna have to bag that Brinks truck up.
Yeah, I think if he stays healthy. Yeah.
And that's the problem. My prediction is that dude ends up with the biggest contract.
Because Watt has won one, Bosa has won one. It's his turn in line now.
Yep, it's only gonna get more ridiculous.
Yep.
And meanwhile, the running back's gonna be getting paid peanuts at $1 million.
You know it.
That's saying to give me the $5 million. I go out there and run.
Who are you telling?
I could get 3 yards of carry. You can't tell me I can't get 3 yards of carry.
Hey, look, I'll just be a goal line dude. Put me in at the goal line. Yeah, you can pay me league minimum. It's more than what I'm making now. I don't give a fuck. But I'll get at you, brother.
All right, man.
Later, man. My man Tony, and let me give Tony shout outs quickly because he is the one who carried the day in week 2 for the prediction league. He was number 1 with 13 right. And before we get to our next caller, I just want to revisit the Monday night football games. You had the first early game, which was Carolina and New Orleans. Defensive-minded game. The New Orleans Saints are now 2-0 as they did defeat the Carolina Panthers. And the late game, if you will, really the game that started at regular Monday Night Football time, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. The Steelers, based on their defense, defeated the Cleveland Browns 26-22, but overshadowed by a gruesome, gut-wrenching injury to running back star Nick Chubb. His season is over. I would not advise anybody to look at that replay. When it comes to my fantasy league, that's different from the prediction league. I'm like kind of fucked because Nick Chubb was my running back. But Deshaun Watson has to step up. Deshaun Watson looked bad yesterday, but so that's the football. That's all of the scores from this past weekend. But I got a little bro Keith with me. What it is, dude?
Yo, what's good?
Ain't nothing much, man. Your picks weren't that good this week. You were better than me because you picked Pittsburgh, but still, you still sitting behind me, bruh.
Hey, I'll take it though. I did better than you. I'll take it.
You did better than me for the week. You still not doing better than me overall, sir.
I'm gonna come back for sure. I'm gonna come back this week.
Okay, long season.
Like this week.
Long season. Totally understand, long season. So let me ask you something, little bro. What was your takeaway from this weekend's games?
Just a lot of parity this season. Like, this is why I love watching the NFL, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, 0-2 Cincinnati. Like, I didn't expect them to come out the gate and be 0-2.
I think they're in trouble, bro, because Burrow re-aggravated that calf injury. I think he's in trouble, and I think Cincinnati would do right by him to sit him out for a few weeks, because Aaron Rodgers had a calf injury in OTAs, and you see what happened to him.
Yeah, that's true. But that's my biggest takeaway. Like, you got Bengals 0-2, and then you got Tampa Bay 2-0.
Yeah, you got
Baker.
You got Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert 0-2, but you got Baker Mayfield and Desmond Ridder 2-0.
Hey, chill on my dude, Ridder.
Man, look, I'm not sold on dude, okay? And I don't believe the Falcons are winning that division, even though that division low-key is off to the races, because you got the Falcons 2-0, the Saints 2-0, and Buccaneers 2-0.
I thought you had the train, but
that's all right. I hear the train too, bro. That's how close you are.
Tampa about to be 2-1 for sure.
You sure about that, man?
I am positive. I'm 100% positive. I ain't worried about that.
That's gonna be a tougher game, and then that's gonna be a tough game, though. That's all I'm saying. It's gonna be a tough game. Me and Keith were talking about this yesterday, and he was like, "Why don't you just pick the Bucs then?" And I'm just like, bruh, it's going to be a tough game.
Like, everybody's sleeping on us because we ain't been looking too hot. But I think, like, Monday night, for everybody to see, we still here. Like, and we going to pop out and get some Bucks and Baker Mayfield.
What'd you say about shake and bake?
They grabbing a little confidence now. They 2-0. We about to put them down easily by 30. Getting them out of here.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna say this live on the podcast. I had Marcus's picks wrong. I said he had 14. He has 16. And I'm going to put that on the chain message, and I'm going to say that on the podcast right now. I'm going to say, Marcus, you are absolutely right. I miscounted you. You did have 8 both times, and I put it right here. That he had 8 right both times. I have it marked down. That's my dodo-ness. Don't worry, big little bro. I'm not trying to cheat you. You have 16. You are not in last place, so that means Marquise is in last place. You hear that, little bro?
I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
No comment. Man, let's get these takes on now.
Hey, Marcus just checked me on my shit. Yo, that is funny as a bitch. Yo, you go ahead and put that in the chain message. Be like, we doing the podcast right now, and he just announced that he was wrong as a bitch on the podcast, so they know that I'm legit. I'm being legit. No fugazi stuff here. You're absolutely right. So let me say this out loud before we do our picks. Okay. Total through week 2, Sean has 23. Lex has 22. Tony has 22. David has 21. Shantae has 19. I have 18. Calvin has 18. Aaron has 18. Marcus has 16. And Keith has 15. Okay. Marcus just texted me. He said, gracias. He said, I'm struggling. I need those 2. He said, I need those 2 points. Like, I got you, bro. Okay, I know you got shit to do, Keith. Hold on. Let me get into the page with this week's picks on it. So, he already said the Eagles are going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is funny to me because your team is playing Calvin's team. Calvin is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. And I should have called him on 3-way. Calvin is a Buccaneers fan, but Calvin ain't going to talk shit because he's still in disbelief that his team is actually, he still thinks that this is he's free because no more Tom Brady, no more expectations. But you keep winning, expectations are going to come. All right, you ready, little bro?
Let's do it.
Thursday night football, Giants and 49ers. Who you got?
49ers.
49ers. Go ahead, man. Go out on a limb and pick them Giants. See that amazing comeback they just had? That was my takeaway from this week. Teams not able to finish out games. My Denver Broncos. Anyway, Tennessee at Cleveland.
I'm going to go Tennessee.
You going Tennessee. I'm leaning towards that way too now. Tell you the truth. Atlanta at Detroit. Ooh, what you gonna do, bro?
Detroit.
Oh, you gonna? Oh. Okay, so you gonna pick them Lions? Yeah, cause you know Desmond Ritter ain't shit.
I think Jared Goff got too much offense. I think they go bounce back.
Yeah. Okay. New Orleans at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Going with the pack attack. Okay. Denver at Miami.
Miami.
Yep. I don't blame you, bro. The Chargers at the Vikings.
Damn. The battle of the 0-2.
Yeah, 2 teams that really need it.
Damn. Who's at home?
It is at Minnesota. That shouldn't make a difference. Minnesota lost to Tampa at home on opening day.
Dang, like these 2 teams are like in like the same. They're like the same to me. Like they both go put up points, and you never know with them.
That's true.
I'm gonna just give it to Minnesota because they're at home. Like that's literally it. I'll give it to Minnesota.
Boy, no wonder you're in last place. No, I'm just joking. New England Patriots at the New York Jets.
Give me the Patriots.
I think that's going to be the popular pick for that game. God, Zach Wilson looks horrible. Buffalo at 2-0 Washington.
Buffalo.
All right. Houston at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Okay. Indianapolis at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
All right. Carolina at Seattle.
Seattle.
Chicago at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Everybody gonna pick Kansas City for that game. Everybody. Just like everybody gonna pick the next game. Dallas at Arizona.
Oh, Dallas.
Yeah, everybody gonna pick Dallas for that. Pittsburgh at the Raiders.
Jimmy G or Kenny Pickett.
That's gonna be a hard game to pick too because I don't. Kenny Pickett ain't it, bro. Like the Steelers won last night, but it was not because of him. And Jimmy G, the real Jimmy G, showed up against Buffalo a couple days ago. Let me stop.
That's a fact. Nah, I'm agreeing with you. I don't think Jimmy G that good. For that reason, I'm going Pittsburgh.
Philly at Tampa. I already know. You picking Philly.
Yep.
And the Rams at the Bengals.
I'm on Cincy. Stop playing. Stop playing with y'all food. Get y'all shit straight.
You going with Cincy?
I'm going with Cincy.
All right. All right. Keith's picks are as follows. San Francisco, Tennessee, Detroit, Green Bay, Miami, Minnesota, New England, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Seattle, Kansas City, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philly, and Cincy. Does that sound about right there, boy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, little bro, I know you got some things you got to be doing right by now, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. So, Marcus calling and correcting my ass, that puts you at the bottom, bro. You the caboose, bro.
Let's just run it back. Let's go. So,
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna finish strong. I ain't worried. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, well, it's a long way to go.
My fantasy league too. Hey, if you want to talk trades, we can talk trades.
I got to start reworking some stuff and on my team, bro. I really do.
You better get on that waiver wire.
I got to, bro. I got to.
I mean, I got Tyler gear if you want to talk.
I'll see.
All right.
I gotta look. I gotta do some things. I gotta make some things happen. Okay. But I did win. I am 1-1. Did you win last week?
Bro, I scored 142 and still lost. Yeah, that.
God damn, bro. What? So you 0-2 in that too, huh?
I'm yes. But you know, I gotta keep my morality high. Like.
No, well, I agree because while you scored 142, I only scored like 111, and I won.
You know, that's how it goes sometimes, man. But, you know, good vibes only. I'm down, but I'll be back.
Yeah, tell him. Yeah, tell him. Tell him. Say I'm down, but I'm not out, bitch. That's what you tell him.
I'm down, but I'm not out, bitch.
Say I'm down, but I'm not out, biatch. Oh, shit. All right, well, hey, yo, I'm gonna holler at you. I'm gonna holler at you in a little bit. Yo, you know, I don't think they letting me release Nick Chubb, bro.
I don't know. You should be able to, but he might be locked.
I don't even think they let me, right? I'm stuck with a, oh, Lord have mercy.
You might put him on IR. Most likely you could.
Oh, man, they killing me. They killing me, man. They killing me, man. They don't want to see your boy shine, man. That's what that is, man. Them people out there, them haters out there, they don't want to see your boy shine. They don't want to see me shine. They don't want to see me do my thing. They don't want to see me whoop y'all ass. But it don't matter because when it's all said and done, I'm going to whoop y'all ass.
You see my face right now.
I thought you hung up the phone, bro. I really did. I was about to bust out laughing. I was about to bust out laughing.
I thought about it for a second.
I was about to be like, yo, he just straight up banged on my ass.
For sure, man.
Hey.
Let me get my ass back to work.
All right, man. I'm going to get at you, bro.
Hi, bro.
All right, later. All right. I did, man. I thought he banged on my ass. I thought he's like, you know what, man? I'm sick and tired of hearing your fucking mouth. Bye, nigga. Okay, now I can release him. Okay. Damn, man. All right, well, I'm sitting here releasing Nick Chubb right now, unfortunately. Make me want to goddamn cry. That's my boy, man. I think to me, he's the best running back in football. And the most consistent running back in football. That's for damn sure. And all jokes aside, man, prayers up to that man. Because that was ugly last night, man. When you got the Steelers fans chanting Nick Chubb name, and he a Cleveland Brown. I mean, honestly, I'm worried about his career, to be honest. I'm worried about his career. But we shall see. We shall see. And we gonna keep it rolling on this prediction show. And again, it was funny as a bitch. Marcus straight up checked my ass. But now I got Cousin David and Big C, Big Calvin on the line. What up, fellas?
What's going on? You?
Right now, not my simple math is going on.
Education. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. It's all right. It happens. That's why we have everything on Front Street, shit like that.
No, absolutely. And we can thank Calvin for demanding the pictures because he's absolutely right. Marcus was absolutely right. I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at the pics right now. Yeah, he got 8 last week and he got 8 this week. And I was on the phone. Like I said, I was doing the podcast with. I was just talking to my homeboy Keith, and that's when Marcus sent me the text message. I said, "Damn, Keith." I said, "You know what this means?" I said, "Because he absolutely right." I said, "He got 16." I said, "That means you in last place, my boy."
Me and Marcus feel like I do. I can do bad all by myself.
So how y'all doing, man?
8 and 8 is 16.
That is 16.
I'm good chilling, man.
But you doing good, Big C?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Cousin David, what it is? We ain't heard your goofy ass voice in a minute. What the fuck is up?
Hey, you think family just dealing with just family stuff? That's it.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Before you start doing that other thing, you think Nick Chubb's career is over with?
I don't know, bro. I was talking about that before. I was talking about that with Keith. I don't know. Did you see that shit?
And he did the stinky leg with the same leg in college.
Yep. And that was back in 2015.
Oh, he's a year older man now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, like, you know, the ESPN or ABC wouldn't show the replay, and I'm glad they didn't. But I rewound it back and saw the different angles his knee was bent in, and you could hear him on the ground screaming.
I refuse to look at it. I saw a still of it. I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, and that sucks, man, because that's one, you know, I think he's the most consistent running back in football, but he's done. He is done. So, Calvin, your Tampa Bay Bucks are 2-0.
I guess.
While my Denver Broncos and David's New England Patriots are both 0-2.
Yeah, but I guess that too. Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens. So, what was your takeaway from this past week, Big C?
I don't know. That I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't think about nothing about that leg.
Yo, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I can't think about nothing about that leg. What I was looking at last night, the Steelers. I was saying that their defense ain't changed, but it has because the league changed because they changed it. But what I meant, but didn't know how to say was like, it seemed like long as Tomlin there, the Steelers, their defense always gonna be on Front Street. Like Highsmith, he is like the epitome of somebody just buying into a system and just falling. You know what I'm saying? Like it was beautiful to watch them do that shit last night. That's all.
And I also think that, what do you think about Deshaun Watson? He needs to tighten up.
I mean, it didn't look like they was blocking for him a lot. You know what I'm saying?
they was running through them like a hot knife through butter. But fuck the NFL. I'm talking about, let's talk about fucking well, I talked to you after the podcast about Colorado.
No, because I've already talked about Colorado. We can get into that.
That shit was magnificent. Like, I ain't never seen a team for a quarter and some change get everything they needed to get. That shit was like a movie. Like, if this was a sports movie, that would be the last game. That would be the last. That movie, that game would be like the last scene, the walk-off scene. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Our players get hurt. You know what I'm saying? The life. You know what I'm saying? It was just. It was too movie-like, man. That shit was. I can't believe I stayed up. I was never in my years. I thought I'd be up at 1 o'clock in the morning watching Colorado football.
College, right? Colorado, University of Colorado Buffaloes. But you know, that boy Shedeur Sanders is special.
Yeah, it's looking that way. It is looking that way, man.
He's special.
It's looking that way. It's looking that way.
And he can and he can make every throw.
It's looking that way. As long as they can keep this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, long as, like, if they beat they play somebody.
Their next 2 games are against major league opponents. They got Oregon. Oregon is ranked number 10, and then after that they got USC.
If they win one, if not both those games, then you'll see people start to fuck with. Then you're gonna see the shit come out like, oh yeah, man, in 2012, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when they start to fuck with them.
Yep.
That's when they'll start to mess with them boys.
Absolutely. No. Me and Skip talked about that yesterday. Now he's not a fan of the way that Deion is going about. I guess I think he thinks Deion is being too brash, giving too much. I said earlier. We had to talk about this earlier. He thinks Deion is showing too much vibrato and that he needs to more or less be quiet and let the players play. I'm like, fuck that. Do you, Deion?
Yeah, you dance with what brought you. You know what I'm saying? And the way it is how it's set up is if they win, it's because of he'll get all this, you know what I'm saying? But if they lose, the way it's set up, they won't look nowhere else but at Deion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It won't be like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, right now we talking about Shedeur being, you know what I'm saying, how good he's playing. Let him have a bad game. In any other circumstance, you'll look like, oh, yeah, he had a bad game. But then the question will be, is Deion doing too much? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's shielded. And you know what? After it's all said and done, no matter what they do, they can go to, whether it be the national championship or they not win another game. At the very least, what you saw is a man move heaven and earth for his son.
Yep.
That's what I take away from them niggas right there. You can't. At the very least, that's what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because had he not did that, you know what I'm saying? I remember last year when I can't exactly remember who it was on here, but people talking, yeah, he sold out and this, that, and the third. No, he just outgrew the box shop, put that nigga in. Man, you don't hear that shit no more. It's funny how we forget what we want to forget every month.
Absolutely. Oh, you already know, bro. You already know.
I remember when they was calling it a sellout and shit. Now you the second coming. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I remember shit like that.
So do I.
I look at little shit like that. What you think about the goddamn what you think about what's that nigga name? You remind me of Jamie Duke so bad. Jason Whitlock.
Oh Lord, I was going to say you hated Jamie Dukes. What did Jason Whitlock say about Deion Sanders?
He was on a podcast on a show with Warren Sapp and Brett Favre.
Oh yeah, yes.
He was talking about how he just seemed like, you know, Warren Sapp was telling him he was jealous. And it seemed like he was really jealous of the dude. And you know what I'm saying? But he just, I agree with, I know in our culture we have a problem when one of us try to hold one of us accountable. But Whitlock's taking it too far because he don't hold nobody accountable but us.
Yeah. Whitlock is so like Whitlock is damn near Steven from Django.
I'm gonna tell you something. Him and what's his face? Skip Bayless have have realized their niche and where they fit in and this shit.
Oh, being haters.
Being haters, and his niche is being a hater. Skip niche is being wrong and not remembering it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his thing. He is wrong, and you can't tell him that he wrong, because you can't convince somebody of something they already know. But anyway, he did that shit, and he was throwing shots at Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith and shit. You didn't see that?
For what? For what? For being at the games?
He was saying basically seemed like he didn't like that they were, what's the word, existing or something. I
don't pay much attention to Jason Whitlock, because everything that he say out of his mouth, some things he'll say will actually make a lot of sense, but most of what Jason Whitlock says comes from such a place of just like envious, jealousy. I mean, and I don't know why, because I mean, whether you like him or not, he's carved out a good career for himself. But Jason Whitlock be talking bullshit to me.
Yeah, and they know when they wrong. When he was talking shit like, y'all walking around like y'all trying to make it seem like it's an executive, some exec up there is the problem, and Skip was the problem. Y'all need to calm down before I tell what I know. You need to calm down before. And I'm just thinking like, that is some female shit. Like, they not even thinking about you.
Yeah, like, fuck you and what you know.
They not even thinking about you, but you about to like raise your hand and tell. I mean, so
exactly, old sucker fuck ass nigga.
I don't know. So I've been waiting with great anticipation about that shit, because what Stephen A. do next, because it seemed like he knew once he got with Shannon Sharp, he was gonna have to deal with whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whatever fell from that tree once it shook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting to see what he do, because that's one nigga I wish he tear his head off. Like, I'm not even a big advocate for Stephen A. Smith, but I wish I could just stick him on that cat right.
Shit, you could sick Allen Iverson on him, because I hate that motherfucker. He came out and said it.
Oh, and then you go right. That's all the fucking I need. Like, listen, Bubba Chuck don't like you. I can't stand you.
Bubba Chuck can't stand that motherfucker.
If he can't stand him, I loathe the nigga. He's part of that VA Trinity right there. Vic, fucking Chris Brown, and AI.
Yeah.
One of them niggas smack your mama, we gonna ask what she do.
Right. Hey, you stupid, bruh. Hey, David.
Yeah.
This nigga said if Michael Vick or Chris Brown or AI smack your mama, he gonna ask your mama, what did she do?
Well, that happens on the TV. Okay, good there. Shit.
Say, bruh, hey, you ready to give me your picks, D?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Because we can already.
No, you good. Yeah. And David, and then when you give your picks, you can hang up, and me and Calvin will take it from here.
Yeah, let David go first.
And tell the family I said one time.
Yeah.
All right. Giants at 49ers. 49. David is in third place. Just want to let you guys know. David is in third place. He is picking very well this season. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Tennessee.
Okay. Atlanta at Detroit.
Detroit.
Okay. New Orleans at Green Bay.
New Orleans.
Denver at Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami gonna smack fire from my bitch ass.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers at the Vikings.
Vikings.
Okay. New England at the Jets.
New England.
Okay. Buffalo at Washington.
Buffalo.
Commanders are 2-0 now. Houston at Jacksonville.
Houston.
Record screech. Indianapolis at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Okay. Carolina at Seattle.
Seattle.
Oh, you know, okay. Carolina at Seattle. Hold on, David. Let me rephrase my pick. I said Houston at Jacksonville. You said Houston, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Indianapolis at Baltimore. You said Baltimore. Okay. Carolina at Seattle. You said Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay. Chicago at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Okay. Dallas at Arizona.
Dallas.
Okay. Pittsburgh at the Raiders.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Holy Baker Mayfield, Batman. And the Rams at the Bengals.
Rams.
Okay. David's picks are as follows. The 49ers, the Titans, the Lions, the Saints, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Patriots, the Bills, the Texans, the Ravens, the Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Steelers, Buccaneers, and the Rams. Does that sound about right?
That's it.
Hey, man, enjoy your dinner today, cook. You feel me, dog?
Y'all take it easy, man.
Yeah, man. I'm going to get at you soon, all right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, on a side note, Calvin,
Yo,
did you see The Rock come back to SmackDown last Friday?
I did not, man. I wish I'd have known that shit was gonna happen. That shit was like when she's dropped them gas prices. I was like, why the fuck ain't nobody tell me?
I just found out by watching YouTube.
That is my, huh?
I said, I just found out. It came up on my YouTube feed.
That is my nigga. And then I found out that he's gonna be fighting Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Well, I put the, if you go on the group chat, I sent the link. I put the link on the group text.
That's what made me start looking at this shit.
Yeah.
Dang, man, the fucking Black Adam really sent that nigga back to the ring. Yeah, he was leading. He was gonna be the next Will Smith. He was gonna be Will Smith or what?
Oh, God, he gonna slap a nigga at the Oscars too, huh?
He didn't even slap a nigga. He just bombed, hit the fucking box off. That's fucked up.
That man, but he told that Austin, whatever that dude name is, he said, "Shut your bitch ass up." I immediately lost my shit right there.
Hey, that was my boy. I don't think nobody else had a greater effect on my meeting The Rock besides, I don't know. Just when he was the man, go ahead, goddamn old ass in the ring.
He look older too, don't it?
Look old as a motherfucker.
He got all of his facial hair shaved because if he had any facial hair, that bitch would be Santa Claus white.
Santa, not with all that Terramana he drank.
So, but let me get back to football. Holy Baker Mayfield, Batman. What do you think of your squad, man? 2-0. Look. I'm not trying to say I told you so, but I told you a few months ago that y'all weren't going to be as bad as people was making it out to be, because I said this, and I'm going to say this to you all fucking season, especially as long as y'all keep winning. So I said, if you have weapons, which Tampa Bay still have weapons and a respectable defense, not like Baker Mayfield's body is broken like it was his last year in Cleveland. I said he would be respectable. Matter of fact, look at y'all division. Y'all are 2-0. Atlanta's 2-0. The Saints are 2-0. So what do you think of your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man?
Jury's still out, and the reason why I'm not holding it down like my standards or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't no punk ass Cowboy fan.
I just was at this point last year that my head got so big that life won't the same after that. So I'm gonna just be home. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to put them niggas down there or whatever. We'll see. We just gotta keep playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I went to, we was just around this time last year, this one shit went to, nigga, my head got so big last year. Man, I went to Michael's and bought L's for all the Cowboys things.
I remember you told me that.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, we'll just, cause if it won't, you know what I'm saying? You think about, I just need to get back to my mindset how it was before these last 3 years. Cause you know what I'm saying? So, you know, life wants to say, you know, I feel like Brady hit the wall last year. You won't hurt. You won't, because I remember I said, this nigga not even throwing down the fucking field. He not even throwing past 10 yards.
He had that one game against Carolina where him and Mike Evans lit the Panthers' life up. But other than that, and the first game of the season against the Cowboys when he was throwing downfield to Julio. And you know what? I just realized Julio ain't on the team this year.
Julio ain't on nobody's team. I think he got hurt in that Saints game, man. You know what I'm saying? Brady got hurt in that Saints game. And it wasn't the same for us, you know what I'm saying? But because the team was just like, you know, and when you got somebody like that, there's only one of them type of cats walking around. You got somebody like the pressure be on. You think shit's sweet, and when shit ain't sweet, it's oh my God, you in DEFCON 4. There's no in between. So they probably just relieved that I am not to have. You know what I'm saying? We're thankful for him, but it's like, okay, let's get back. What the fuck we got going on?
Well, I still don't agree with the way that they're handling Mike Evans' situation, but Mike Evans is a professional, and he's going to be a professional until he's no longer Buccaneer, and he's balling. As far as I'm concerned, he's just auditioning for another team.
I'm going to tell you something. They don't have the money to pay him. They don't have the money to pay him.
Where did the money go?
What you mean with the money? The money with the Brady.
Brady ain't take that much goddamn money.
Hey, listen. They was already over. Listen, when you have something like that coming in, and then you have all these fifth-year options you got to pay, listen, they scrap for cash right now. It's not that they don't want to pay it. They, you know what I'm saying? They just scrap for cash. So they might work something out. You know what I'm saying? They might have already worked it out. We don't even know because we balling like a motherfucker. I seen somewhere online they say what's the word? They have they all on the same page or something like that. You might look up in November and October and say he didn't agree in principle to this or whatever.
Well, I know that it's good for Baker Mayfield because he's not only balling. Chris Godwin is balling. You know, you still have pieces of that. You still have players from that Super Bowl defense. Yeah. So you know, I mean, I called the Saints to win the division. But I did think that you guys would be, you know, if Baker is competent, that, you know, y'all could be a surprise team.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to talk too much about them.
I might have to put y'all as my new dark horse and just scrub Chicago ass the fuck out of there.
I wish we could change because I forgot who my dark horse was. We changed the shit because I thought that I didn't know. I overestimated the level of overachievement that the Giants did. Like, oh my God, y'all playing like fucking y'all the little Giants out here. Y'all the little.
Which one is Hot Hand Hanen?
I don't know, man. Shit, Hot Hand Hanen, he plays for Chiefs now.
Where's the ice box at?
I don't know.
Oh shit, you took me back with that shit. Little Giants, that was my fucking movie.
Was right here, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, I guess Micah Parsons must be Spike.
Yeah, gotta be.
Oh my goodness.
Fumaruski.
Fumaruski. The annexation of Puerto Rico. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I just got Lexus picks. Let's see. Yeah, I just got Lexus picks. So let me mark them down, and then we can get into your picks. I mean, I could tell you Lex and Shantae's picks.
I mean, they sent them in. They sent them. You gonna print them out, right?
I'm still gonna take the pictures and send them. Yeah.
I'll see it when don't tell me shit now.
I was gonna say because I am gonna say you don't have to be on the line, but I am gonna announce them on the podcast, just like I'm gonna announce mine on the podcast.
Okay. All right.
You know, so I mean, if you don't want to be on the line, it's all good, nigga.
No, it's cool. I just go by paperwork. You can tell me, you can cry me a river. I want to see it written down.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm writing hers down now because she just texted to me.
Yeah.
Lex is right now sitting in second place.
Yeah, she thinks she's sweet with this little second place shit.
Go ahead, Lex, with your cute ass. You're in second place, but you ain't gonna be in second place long. Cause don't worry. Your boys had some slippage the first 2 weeks, but I'm gonna get back. I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna get back.
I picked late. Detroit over the Chiefs. Anyway.
You said- I'm gonna tell you one team I'm not gonna pick to win this week though.
Denver.
You damn right. You damn right.
You know what? I apologize to you. Because I was like, man, it's just because you must have knew. You must have had some type of foreshadowing or had a feeling, an itch, a spidey sense. Because, you know what I'm saying, the way you were spilling out the game one, I was like, Brandon, you're being irrational. That's basically what I said to you. Brandon,
Yeah, a couple people were saying that shit to me. I won't try to hear that shit.
I try to talk you off the ledge, and you won't have it. And I'd be damn if Russell ain't push you. His motherfucking self.
No, it won't Russell. Actually, this wasn't Russell. This was my defense. This was my defense because now I will say this. And again, I'm not making this up. When we was up 21-3, and we was driving down the field, and Russell fumbled the ball, I literally said, "Here we go."
Yeah, I thought I had one of those games last year. Remember when they did the little dumbass flea flipper against the fucking There was some little trick play, and some little trick play. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm sorry, but I know exactly what you said.
I'm saying that's what I said. I said, "Here we go," and sure enough, the snowball effect happened after that.
It might have been against Dallas in the playoffs. It might have been.
I think it might have been.
And it was a game until they did that monkey ass shit. Somebody, why have you forsaken me? You know? But yeah, I feel you, man. I understand. I believe you because those moments are real.
Yeah, they real, bro.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, why?
Yeah.
I ain't played a down in NFL football, and I.
Yeah, and it's something that we're gonna have to start paying attention to, bro. Kansas City did win. They only scored 17 points. Eric Bieniemy got the fucking Commanders and Sam Howell rolling.
Hey, I saw. Listen, I paid attention to the Chiefs not hitting 30 points. They ain't hit 30 points all year.
I mean, I know it's just 2 games, but
right.
You know they often scored less this last game, and they had Kelsey on the field.
Mm-hmm. But I did not. But you make a good point. I did not notice how good that you know they may have took a step back, but this defense was fucking a great step forward.
The Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no bullshit. All right, so you ready to give your picks?
Yeah, that shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all right, motherfucker. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, Giants at Niners.
Come on now. Come on.
Hey man, you saw how Daniel Jones played in that fourth quarter?
The 49ers down there, man. It's gonna be a mix before I pick them.
I will say this: Brock Purdy is winning, but he is nobody's fantasy quarterback. I'm gonna say that right now. This is what Brock Purdy gonna do. He gonna throw for a little over 200 yards, a couple touchdowns. He's not gonna lose the game. He gonna put his faith in McCaffrey and Debo and that defense, and they gonna be all right.
I couldn't hear you. I thought I heard Sean say something. What you say? You said Brock Purdy doing what?
Sean ain't on the phone.
Exactly. You said Brock Purdy doing what? He's winning?
No, I said, yeah, Brock Purdy is winning.
Okay. All right.
Oh, God. Oh, good Lord. Okay. All right. Tennessee at Cleveland.
Tennessee.
He do not want to let it go.
I'll never let it go.
Let it the fuck go. Let it go. Let it go like the nigga on the Titanic icicle. Let it go.
Let it go.
I'll never let go. I promise. Let go.
Let go. Yeah. You'll never let go. That bitch got out of Dodge, didn't it?
Yeah, she got out of Dodge. She wouldn't grab that whistle out that dead motherfucker's mouth in a wheelbarrow, and a little bit of life she had left. She took a gamble.
You seen that footstep? Okay. Bye.
And watch this nigga sink to the bottom of the ocean.
It got knocked up the next.
You know what I'm saying? Sink to the bottom of the ocean with handcuffs on his wrist. Welcome to Black America. Anyway, Atlanta at Detroit.
Bottom of the Atlantic. Atlanta.
He going with ATL, shouty. All right, New Orleans at Green Bay.
Ooh. Green Bay.
Okay. Denver at Miami. Man, cut it out. Stop acting like you indecisive about this shit.
I'm just waiting for you to write down Miami.
Oh, you know what? Okay. The Chargers at Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay. That is a classic game of teams that I do not trust. Because I don't want to pick neither one of them to do shit.
Right.
I should predict that game to be a fucking tie. Anyway,
Oh.
the Patriots at the Jets.
New England.
Okay. Zach Wilson scared everybody away with one game.
Yeah, he was scared. Yeah. They win. If they win, it'll be because he won't him.
Buffalo at Washington.
He's not sure Daddy's commanding. Let me see. Buffalo.
Houston at Jacksonville.
Oh, you know what? That boy did play his last game.
Oh, C.J. Stroud?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He played his last game. I can't remember what the Jags did last week.
They lost. They lost to the Chiefs.
Lost.
17-9.
Yeah, I'm going to go Houston.
You gonna go what?
I'm going to go Houston.
Okay. Indianapolis at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Don't know if Richardson is gonna play that game too, because he got the concussion last week too.
Yeah, I probably would have picked Baltimore, but not as fast.
Right. Carolina at Seattle.
Seattle.
All right. Chicago at Kansas City.
Oh man, not Black Jesus. I'm going with Kansas City.
I bet you Kansas City scored 30 points this game. Dallas at Arizona.
Dallas.
Okay. Pittsburgh. Oh, where the police at, bruh?
They don't do that till I'm on the phone. I ain't listening. They don't do that shit till I'm on the phone. They will cut it off a block away. Why?
Pittsburgh at Vegas.
Pittsburgh. Their defense was ferocious last night.
Yeah, it was. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay.
Philadelphia.
Okay. You picking Phil? Oh, damn. You going against your squad again?
Yep.
Okay. And the Raiders at the Bengals. I mean the Rams. The Rams at the Bengals. Forgive me.
All right, Burrow. It's time, baby. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Okay. All right. Calvin's picks are as follows. San Francisco, Tennessee, Atlanta, Green Bay, Miami, Minnesota, New England, Buffalo, Houston, Baltimore, Seattle, Kansas City, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philly, and the Bengals. That sound about right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, sir, I'll probably hit you up actually in probably about an hour or two. I'm going to finish this thing up right here. And, and then go on, and I'm going to make my picks. But hopefully if everybody else send me their picks, I'm just waiting for Aaron and Marcus now. Yeah, because I know I'm going to get Sean's picks in a couple of minutes. But, I big dog.
All right, man.
I'm going to hit you back up.
All
right. Big C in the motherfucking his house. But last but not least, to do their predictions, I made these comments, I made these jokes about my brother a couple weeks ago. I called him second place Sean. But indeed, second place Sean right now is sitting at the top. He's sitting at the top after 2 weeks. He has 23. He's in first place. And then look at him. He's feeling himself. And then second place again is Lex and Tony with 22. Third place is David with 21. So now I have first place Sean on the line. What up, dude?
What's good?
Your picks so far, sir, they've been what's good.
Hey, look, man, look. I'm just going with what I know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's a little luck, but most of all, it's what I know.
I mean, but don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Never. Because any week it can go the other way, man.
Yeah, but I will say this. And like I said, I'm giving you your flowers. Every game that I picked opposite of you last week, I lost. Every game.
Yeah.
And especially now, I mean, and I realized that pretty much after, because they were all early games, with the exception of the Bronco game. And the Broncos, did they let me down? I mean,
I know you was having a smooth heart attack. Like,
man, you know what? I was just, I'm a bro. Like I've been telling everybody, like I said to Tony, like I said to Keith and Calvin and David, I said when we was up 21-3, I'm not making this shit up. When we was up 21-3, driving and Russell Wilson fumbled, I said, here we go.
mm-hmm.
After that was the snowball effect. What made it worse was us hitting the fucking Hail Mary pass at the end, and then not even being able to send.
Crazy.
Then not even be able to send the game into overtime. Now that was pass interference. That was pass interference like a motherfucker on the 2-point conversion. I didn't make a big deal out of it because we should have never been in that situation.
Yeah.
We should have never been in that situation. And I will give the Commanders credit. And you better start looking at Eric Bieniemy, because their offense is rolling and Kansas City's is not. So people gonna have to start looking at. He's got Sam Howell looking like goddamn Patrick Mahomes out there.
Well, I said that Eric Bieniemy was pretty decent, and I was nervous, if you recall, from the front, from the beginning of the season when I said that they got Eric Bieniemy because he was actually competent, coming from a competent place under Andy Reid, which Andy Reid always employs some good people. You know what I'm saying? His tree usually is very good. It's like a Bill Belichick kind of tree. Well, not really, because his tree niggas go somewhere and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Andy Reid has a successful coaching tree, actually.
Yes, he has a successful coaching tree. So I figured Eric Bieniemy would be pretty decent, learning from under Andy.
Yeah, he's one of the most successful coaching trees. I would say him and Bill Parcells for the old school. For the new school, I have to say Sean McVay's coaching tree is great too. Because Zach Taylor, the Bengals coach, the coach of the Vikings, they was 13-4 last year. They all come from McVay.
They ain't looking too good this year, Zach Taylor.
Oh man, they're in trouble, man. They are in trouble.
Yeah.
And I know they started 0-2 last year, but Burrow retweaked that calf. And if Cincinnati's smart, they better sit. They may have to sit him for a month, maybe 2, because you don't want this nigga to rupture his Achilles.
No,
that's what's next.
You better put that back up here and let them go. But
yeah, that's what's next.
Because they're already 0-2.
I mean, remember, they were 0-2 last year, and they won 10 out of their last 12 games. 12 out of their last 14 games.
That's without sitting Burrow and him needing to be sat down because he's looking injured, nigga.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're in trouble. They are in trouble. I'm going to tell you who else may be in trouble. Cleveland. Unless if Deshaun Watson doesn't get his shit together, that shit with Nick Chubb was heartbreaking last night.
He looks absolutely horrible on his pass plays, too. Like, them shits be everywhere. I don't know what the hell Deshaun. I had more faith in him coming back. I figured. Me too. I'll settle down. Ain't nobody chasing him for no women and shit. He all over here doing this thing.
I don't know. I guess he played good when he's showing his dick.
Hey, look, that's because he was getting massaged down and feeling like he's great. Now he don't feel like Michael Jordan because he didn't get touched up on. Somebody get this man some women.
Somebody better get him some hands and some coochie. Somebody better get him a hand job, a good massage, something.
Better set that motherfucker up an appointment at Massage Envy or something.
You ain't lying, because that boy out there, he looking tight as hell. He looked tight, he was rusty. When he was with Houston, he would come out to them games looking all relaxed, looking like he just had some sloppy toppy. Come out and put up 400 yards.
Not no more.
This nigga can't break 200, bro. Hey, son, some niggas that pussy be your medicine, bro.
That nigga needs some meds. He needs some milk.
that pussy be your medicine, boy. When I say, had it not been for the Lord, I would have never seen another bitch.
Another bitch. That motherfucker looking down.
He is.
Somebody help that man out, bro.
He playing like he needs some ass.
He probably do, because that was his regiment. That probably was part of his regiment, was to go get about 3 or 4 tricks, you know what I'm saying? Let him touch up on that thing, you know what I'm saying, release it, and then he going about his business.
You know, I'm going to do my 2-a-days. I'm going to go skeet on the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Then when it come game time, you know, I'm going to have me one more little hand session right before game time. Then I'm going to go out and look like an MVP, most valuable pussy.
That's tough, because I thought he would have been better than what he is right now. He need to get that shit together. That shit looking like a badass deal that they gave that nigga.
It's looking horrible right now, and you can't cut him because you would be a $49 million cap hit the next 3 years.
Contract. But that's the Cleveland shit right there, boy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but the only thing I'll say in Cleveland's defense, I mean, the nigga was 26 years old when you made the trade. He just turned 28. I mean, damn.
I thought he would have been. Look, in Cleveland's defense, like you said, everybody thought Deshaun Watson would have been able to get back to his potential for real. But it ain't looking that way, my boy.
And you know what makes it even worse? What the biggest slap in the face is? Look at Baker Mayfield right now.
Right.
Look at old Shake and Bake.
Shake and bake. Sorry for what he about to get his ass into this week coming.
Oh man, see, I had Calvin on the phone, and I know you was doing your daddy duties. I wanted y'all 2 niggas on the phone bad this week. I did.
I know he a little sad over there.
No, Calvin is being very humble. Calvin's being very humble. He picked y'all to win. Let me tell you that.
He did that shit to try to goddamn give it. I ain't stupid.
So what was your overall takeaway from this past weekend?
A lot of teams looking like they are in trouble. Like you said, like the Bengals, I really thought that they were going to catch an L, but injuries affect a lot of motherfuckers this week. Injuries took out a lot of good people. As far as the Giants, I don't know how the fuck they came back. Them motherfuckers looked like they was in so much trouble.
Man, I think the owner might have came into their locker room and said, I'm cutting and firing everybody if y'all lose this shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he had to, because they had to get their shit together, because that shit won't even looking right. But, yeah, they won't looking too good. What else? Shit, let's get this shit straight. This shit look better. Yeah, and I'm surprised that they even came back from that shit. The fucking Falcons surprised me. They played pretty well. Bijan Robinson looking like that dude.
Now, Bijan Robinson is special, but I don't believe in Desmond Ridder. I just don't.
Yeah, Desmond Ridder ain't that dude. But
how many interceptions did Green Bay drop?
Some shit up.
It's some shit up.
That's crazy.
And
hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You feel me?
I feel you. Here's something else I took away. Here's something else that I took away from it. Hey, the Jets may want to look at trading for Kirk Cousins, because goddamn Zach Wilson, goddamn.
Zach Wilson, too. You feel me? Talking about straight up Dookie juice.
Oh yeah, and don't pick the Chargers for shit. Don't pick Denver for shit.
The Chargers ain't looking good neither. That, like I said, man, you would have thought that another year with that team that they had, that they was doing something, but they can't seem to get that shit together.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you what the Chargers' problem is. And as a Bronco fan, I'm not mad about it. They have the wrong coach. They simply have the wrong coach.
Yeah.
Because once they get the right coach, Justin Herbert going to be a problem. But if you look at Justin, and I said this early on the show, if you look at Justin Herbert's record as a starter, he's below 500. His record, and he's been starting since week 2 of his rookie year. He's been a below average starter. Puts up great numbers, but does not. But when you need him to bring it home, he don't bring it home. And niggas still saying, well, yeah, he should have got drafted ahead of Tua. You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Not that time.
Because a healthy Tua look like. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Right now, this gonna be my surprise prediction. If Tua stay healthy, he's gonna win the MVP this year.
I wouldn't be surprised with that lineup and them yards he putting up because it's like a goddamn video game the way they be putting them numbers. It's hard to check out them niggas. They got a whole track team. And not just a track team that can actually play football.
Yep. And they gonna beat our motherfucking ass this week.
Yeah.
The two.
Oh, y'all play Miami?
Yeah, bruh. Yeah. We gonna get the shit beat out of us. We gonna get the shit beat out of us, bruh. The two best quarterbacks for fantasy. The best quarterback in fantasy for the NFL is Tua, and college is Shedeur Sanders. That's it.
That's it, bro.
But what I'm thinking is that this AFC that was supposed to be a gauntlet may not be as such because of injury. Because you look at what happened to Aaron Rodgers, Burrow is messed up, so that's going to leave the door for somebody unexpected. I was thinking Cleveland, but Deshaun is playing like he needs some ass.
No, that's it. The Cleveland, I'm about to take them out and let them get their shit together. But like I said, you need at least 4 weeks to really tell what a team is.
Yeah.
Some people just need to get punched in the mouth a couple of times. Like, all right, let me wake the fuck up and let's get that shit together. Like you said, like the Bengals last year were 0-2 and they got their shit together. Real team.
Yeah, but this is different. It's different for the Bengals this year because Burrow is hurt.
I'm just using it as an example as far as teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The first 2 games they coming back. Yeah, like the teams really show their true colors whether or not they can fight through adversity within those first couple of weeks. Injuries happen, unexpected shit happens. After that, you can pretty much tell what a team is.
Absolutely. Well, first place, Sean. Let's get them picks in, bruh.
Hey, let go.
Giants at 49ers Thursday night.
49ers.
Tennessee at Cleveland.
Tennessee.
Okay. Atlanta at Detroit.
I don't know. Detroit missing some niggas too. Charles Garner gone.
How long is he gone for?
He out indefinitely. That's what they said.
Damn.
'Cause he might be down with a torn pec too.
Damn.
Yeah. And you said they play who?
The Falcons.
I'm still gonna go with Detroit.
Yeah, because neither one of us believe in Desmond Ritter.
Hell no.
New Orleans at Green Bay.
Cool. Now that one here, that just depends on who shows up. But I'm gonna give it to that defense. I don't think Jordan Love's gonna be able to handle that deal. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
I fucking hate you. I was gonna pick them too. Denver at Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, I don't blame you. A game between two teams that you can't trust. The Chargers at the Vikings.
Woo! I'm gonna give that to Kirk Cousins and them boys because I believe they got their team more put together than the Chargers.
Okay, okie dokie. New England at the Jets.
New England at the Jets. Yikes. That's gonna be tough. I'm gonna give it to the Jets.
Okay. Buffalo at the 2-0 Washington Commanders.
I think Commanders gonna take that L this week.
Going with Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah.
Houston at Jacksonville.
You know what?
Uh-oh.
Nigga surprised, but this might be the one that super separates me because Josh Allen and the boys play well, but I don't think they play well against physical teams. And I think that they kind of struggle. I'm gonna give it to Buffalo. I ain't gonna be too stupid. I'm gonna go to Buffalo.
Okay. All right. I mean, I wouldn't blame you because their defensive line is actually at full strength for the first time in like a year. I'm talking about Washington. So I know. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
I know, but I just don't trust that. Can we come back to this one?
Okay.
You take on it.
Okay. Houston at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Okay. Indianapolis at Baltimore.
boy in the concussion protocol too, and he can't take no much more hits. But they lost one of their people. They lost Odell already. Who would have thought? You know.
I mean, the O in Odell stands for often injured. That's what it stands.
I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Okay. Carolina at Seattle.
Carolina at Seattle, man. Bryce and them boys was looking like they was getting smacked around out there too, wasn't it?
Against the Saints, it was a. What the Saints only won by 3 points. Division rivalry game, you know.
True.
You know.
I'm gonna go with the who was it again?
At Seattle.
Seattle.
Okay. Chicago at Kansas City. All right, I can put you down for Kansas City. For that.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I can put you down for Kansas City for that. What were we thinking about giving all that love to the Bears? Jesus.
Because we thought that Justin Fields was going to take that leap, bro. It was all about him taking that leap, and you thought that their wide receiver group was good enough with Claiborne and DJ Moore. But Claypool and DJ Moore, but Claypool is playing like he don't even give a fuck.
Yeah, I think Claypool might get traded or released.
He gonna get released. Who the fuck want them motherfuckers who ain't playing football, who ain't trying to play, man?
Right.
Somebody probably give him another chance. That's gonna be his final chance if he don't get. Cause don't nobody want no nigga on their team who ain't playing football and put that kind of shit on tape. So
right.
You'd be lucky somebody pick his ass the fuck up.
Exactly. Dallas at Arizona. Let me mark you.
Why the fuck does Dallas keep winning?
I know you picking Dallas. I know.
But they look good too while they doing this. Shit is pissing me off.
Yeah, they are. Pittsburgh at the Raiders.
Pittsburgh. Them boys went crazy on them boys, didn't it? They went crazy on that line.
Philadelphia at Tampa. Well, I already know.
Come on.
It's gonna be a tough game. Gonna be a tougher game than you realize, though.
I know it's gonna be a tough game. I know it ain't gonna be easy. But once we hit Baker Mayfield about 2-3 more times, he's gonna look like Shaking Baker.
And the Rams at the Bengals.
Rams at the Bengals. Jeez. The Bengals gotta win this jump, but they may go 0-3 to be honest. And because the Rams looking like they still trying to play some football, and Joe Burrow can't move, and I'm like, damn, that's tough.
It's at Cincinnati. Just if that means anything.
It does. It does. So I'm gonna go to Cincy. I'm gonna give it to Cincy because if they go on 3, it's gonna be a problem.
Okie dokie. All right. Now let's revisit Buffalo at Washington. Let's revisit that.
You know what? I got a little room to play with. So let me get Washington.
Okay.
Because if I know them other motherfuckers, they all gonna go Buffalo.
Yeah, everybody's going Buffalo. Absolutely.
I know.
Okay. Sean's picks are as follows. He has San Francisco, Tennessee, Detroit, New Orleans, Miami, Minnesota, New York Jets, Washington, Jacksonville, Baltimore, Seattle, Kansas City, Dallas, Pittsburgh, Philly, and the Bengals. Oh, is that correct, sir?
That'd be correct.
Now it's time for your boy to make his picks. Okay.
Fucking Commanders, you better goddamn do your fucking job.
All right, well, first Thursday night's game, I'm going with the 49ers. Saquon Barkley is hurt. Simple. Going with the 49ers. And I was looking forward to Saquon versus McCaffrey. But you know what? That's all right. Tennessee versus Cleveland. I'm going to be honest with you. I really want to pick Tennessee, but I have to gain some ground. So a couple of these picks I'm only going to pick because I have to gain ground. It could backfire. And right now, Deshaun Watson has given me no reason to think that he can win a game, especially without Nick Chubb. So I have to make up some ground. I'm going to have to go with Cleveland. Hopefully, Coach Stefanski will get him a good hand job before the game. And he can come out looking like Houston Deshaun. Atlanta at Detroit. I don't believe in Ritter enough. I'm going with Detroit. New Orleans and Green Bay. I swear to God I was gonna pick New Orleans, but you picked the Packers. But you know what? I can't be that fucking dumb because I don't think Jordan Love is ready for that defense neither. And I don't think so. Denver versus Miami, I ain't picking my team for shit else. I'm picking Miami. It's that simple. It's that simple. The Chargers at the Vikings. Both of these teams you can't depend on to close games out. You pick the Vikings, I'm going to pick the Chargers. Why not? Even though the Chargers do not know how to close football games, just as bad as we don't know how to close out football games. New England versus the Jets, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm going with the Patriots because Zach Wilson looked that motherfucking bad against Dallas. Buffalo and Washington, well, you pick Washington. Of course I'm going to go Buffalo. What the fuck? Houston and Jacksonville, I'm going with Jacksonville. Indy and Baltimore, I'm going with Baltimore. Carolina and Seattle, I'm going with Seattle. Chicago at Kansas City, I'm going Chicago. Psych, I'm going Kansas City. Dallas at Arizona, I have to go Dallas. I mean, come on now. Pittsburgh and Vegas, that was a tough one. I'm going to go Vegas, not because you went Pittsburgh, but because what did Kenny Pickett show you last night? Nothing. The Steelers' defense is what won them that game. And I respect Amari Cooper, but he ain't Devontae Adams. And right now, Jimmy Garoppolo actually looks better than Deshaun Watson. So for that reason, and for that reason only, I'm going to go with the Raiders. My soul hates to do that. Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, I'm going with Philadelphia, even though I think that's going to be a really good game. And the Rams at the Bengals, I'm going with the Rams because I don't think Burrow is going to play. You're going to put Burrow on the field who's one step closer to a ruptured ACL against Aaron Donald. Good luck with that. I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams. And to be honest with you, I'm not even trying to be funny. About that game, I hope I'm wrong because I have so much love and respect for that Cincinnati Bengal team, but they need to sit Burrow the fuck down for about a month, maybe 2. Because he's your franchise player. He's now the highest paid player in NFL history, and he is one wrong step away from rupturing his ACL. Has recent history shown us with Kevin Durant with a calf injury, Aaron Rodgers with a calf injury. You know how that script played out? I do. So anyway, I'm going with the Rams. So those are my picks. 49ers, Browns, Lions, Saints, Dolphins, Chargers, Patriots, Bills, Jags, Ravens, Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Raiders, Eagles, and Rams. Holla at your boy. I'm gonna make up some ground this week. God damn it!
So did you wait for me to pick so you could pick yours, nigga, out and pick opposite of ours?
No, because there was some games that I had no doubt about, but there were some games that I honestly was up in the air about. Like Buffalo versus Washington, I was up in the air about because Eric Bieniemy got them fucking Commanders rolling.
I know, and it's up in the air. The only reason why I say that is because the only reason about that game is why I picked the Commanders is because I don't believe in Josh Allen like everybody believes.
Yeah, and that D line can force Josh Allen into turnovers.
It sure can.
It can force Josh Allen into turnovers. But again, I have to make up some ground. I gotta make up some ground. I'm just shocked that 2 people actually.
I'm gonna tell you what though, if you fuck around and don't pick what I'm picking, I get it right, you gonna lose.
Oh yeah, that could be game set match early. It could be. This is some of these picks are a gamble. That's what it is.
Yeah, a lot of these picks are gamble. I'm picking some gamble ones. It can either fuck around and fuck me up, or it can.
No, honestly, to be honest with you, the only gamble pick you're picking really is Washington. That's it. Everything else makes sense. Because I was really gonna pick Green Bay, but when I thought about how the Packers just gave away that fucking game against Atlanta, and the Saints defense is not to be trifled with.
I picked the Saints.
And I picked the Saints too. I said I was gonna pick Green Bay, but I took those factors in mind. I picked the Saints for that one.
Yeah, I ain't fucking with Green Bay with that Saints defense.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time before that Saint offense gets together too. But shout out to the NFC South. The Saints are 2-0. The Falcons are 2-0. The Bucks are 2-0.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild. But anyway, you good, bro?
Oh, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Back at work and shit, so nigga tired.
Yeah, man. How's that going for you?
It's pretty decent, man. I fuck with it, man. I fuck with it. Working from home is good for me. Nigga, I ain't got to get in no clothes. Just work right there on my drone.
That text message I had sent to you, did you look at that link?
No, I haven't looked at it.
Remember when we was knee deep?
Oh, The Rock.
Yeah.
Is that The Rock?
Yeah, the one I sent you. Then this was an old match remember when he had to fight a handicap match against the Dudley Boys? And remember when Bubba Ray got on the mic, it was like, if you smell la 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 la, and The Rock hit him with the ring bell?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then he started talking shit and then turned around and hit Devon with the ring bell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Good old fucking rap.
That shit is still the funniest shit ever. Even though The Rock did come back to SmackDown last Friday.
Yeah, I did see that. I think that dude did, bro. But I can't get it until like that. But he makes special guest appearances.
Yeah, that's really the only time I watch it. I couldn't barely tell you no characters in wrestling now.
That's because all them motherfuckers the same. Nigga, it's like 380 of them niggas now, like rappers and shit. Like
yeah.
It's saturated with wrestlers. I don't even know who the fuck is who.
Yeah, like if you were to tell me if WWE was to come to Richmond and I was to know for sure that The Rock was gonna make an appearance, I would go for that. But for anything else, nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. But anyway, bro, let me get out of here and get my kids ready for tomorrow.
No, bro. Yeah, I'm out here putting this shit together, getting this shit all done, because I got my new shit coming. I'm trying to get more space and shit. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you. Well, all right, brother.
All right, man. Tell the babies I said what they do.
Will do. You know the fair is coming this weekend. Fair will be here Thursday.
Where?
The state fair. Out
Where
there near King's Dominion.
Oh, yeah, I ain't going. That's too far. That's too far, man. You said, when you going? I know you going.
Saturday, bro.
Saturday?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Let me see what's happening, man. Maybe we can make this a group event.
Okay, well, let me know. Yeah,
I'll let you know by Friday if you want to. If you want something, you know what I'm saying? If not, nigga, fuck you too, man.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I ain't say nothing, man. Let God be the glory.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go back and listen to this shit. Then I'm gonna call your ass back and be like, "Fuck you too, nigga."
Nah, I was just saying, no, we probably can't. Get off of the couch. Damn dog, bro. I'm trying to get him out of being on the couch because if we get a new one, I ain't trying to have that motherfucker up on the couch.
Yeah, I know that's right. That's a hard habit to break too, bro.
Yeah, he just think he deserves it. He's smart too. He'll look at me. He knows because when I walk in, that motherfucker, he'll jump out the couch. So he basically said, "Fuck me." He gonna get on that couch whenever he wants to.
Mm-hmm. Just like a kid.
I ain't gonna start talking to him. I ain't gonna say what I'm gonna do because I don't want the P to happen. But I'm gonna fuck it up, Peter. Get on my couch.
Well, all right then, bro. I'm gonna get at you though.
All right, my boy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, brother Sean flexing right now, but you know what? So far, he has earned it. And with that being said, my people, where the buzzer. Oh, man. State Fair comes this week. It'll be here on Thursday, so you know your boy gonna try to be out there on Saturday, even though the weather's supposed to be funky this entire weekend, you know. I'll tell the kids, y'all ain't gonna melt. Y'all is not gonna melt. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going there for 2 words: butt fries. Do you know what butt fries is? I may have told you this last year when the fair came. I'm not sure, but let me give you an example. French fries with pulled pork shaved all on it, with liquid cheese, sour cream, and some chives, piping hot. Ooh, oh, what a motherfucking feeling. Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait. But I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe week. We are now getting into that fall weather. Thursday is the first day of fall. And definitely don't forget to hit that subscription button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family as well as the Brevon Towns family on YouTube. But it's your boy. Again, I hope everybody has a safe, wonderful, blessed week. It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns. I'm out this beer. Peace. I love you.